All right, guys. I want to make sure that people can hear me before I begin. I turned the gain up on my microphone a little because it was kind of low. I didn't want it overpowering the stream too much, but if somebody would let me know how it sounds before we begin, it would be awesome. Well, that's one person. All right. Before we begin, oh my goodness, I woke up and checked the Discord server, and holy fucking shit, man. Uh, there was a motherfucking argument in there about notifications. That shit was long as fuck. I don't understand it. We get rid of one argumentative ass nigga, and then we got another one in there. I don't get it at all. Look, I've been posting notifications for my live streams in my server for as long as I've had a server. And yesterday, this guy, that he must be a newcomer in there or something, starts complaining about the fact that I posted today's live stream yesterday. That's what started it. I went all the way back and read the beginning thread. He got upset because the stream that we're doing right now, I posted it in there yesterday to remind people. That's what started the whole damn thing. Do you guys understand how many people whine and cry and bitch because they don't get notifications? And then now I got niggas bitching because they do get them. And then I don't remember ever seeing him at a stream. I don't know if anybody else has seen this guy at a stream, but I personally have not seen him at one. So I'm not even understanding what all the bitching was about. If you don't even click the link anyway, then why are you bitching? I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's just like right now, Rumble hasn't even sent out the notification for this stream yet. I ain't complaining. A lot of people will show up once they get it, but until then, I'm just dealing with who's here. Now, I just told everybody, hey, I'm finna go live. I'm done making my changes because I had to change a few things. And this motherfucker's, I don't get it. I don't get it. But at the same time, I don't care. And I'm glad he read the universal message of if you don't like it, get out. Because that's the message. I opened the Discord up so more people can come in, get notifications, all this and this. I didn't open it up so niggas can come in there crying and bitching and moaning. There are a lot of people who are in there who claim that they're in there just because they only want notifications. A lot of those people don't show up when they get them. If you're going to bitch about notifications and then when you get one you don't even show up to the stream, I'm going to throw your ass out of there because it's ridiculous. Dudes bitch about stuff that everybody does. But they only bitch about it when I do it. Anyways, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just thought it was kind of funny that we had this shit happening in the server again. I don't know what it's been, but these last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of argumentative ass motherfuckers. And I looked at the thread. Dude was just arguing for the sake of arguing. He even wanted to get on the voice chat and argue. He even wanted to get on the voice line and argue with people. He said, the VC is open. I'm done texting. So he literally wanted to elevate it to an argument. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. On the No for Noit podcast, I'm going to open up the VC. Like I always do. And let's see if you're willing to get on there then. Because all this time you've been in there, you haven't jumped on the line and talked in the streams. But you want to jump on there and argue with niggas in the Discord server. So I'm going to give you your chance to come on and say whatever it is you want to say. Argue about whatever it is. Complain about whatever it is. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give you your chance. And if you pass up on it, then we're going to demote your ass so that your argument will slow down a lot. And then after that, you probably just going to hit the door. I'm trying to be nice here, guys. I really am. Anyways, let's get on to the festivities. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Y'all know what the donate and subscribe buttons are. It'd be nice if you niggas start using them every now and then. Y'all getting all this lovely content. Least y'all could do is, you know, throw a nigga a bone here or there. Hold on a second. Let me fix something real quick. I don't want that too in my face, but you know, I have to position it so it ain't like blinding me, but at the same time it kind of brightens up the screen a little bit. Anyways, hello, I'm back. Y'all know what we're here to do. I have a wide assortment of goodies for y'all today. I just want to start the stream off by saying, fuck Dragon Ball. I'm a Dragon Ball Z fan, but lately I don't even care about Z anymore. And it's not because of Z, it's because of the fan base itself. We all know about Vampire 101 and his constant lies. We know all these motherfuckers on YouTube that spend all this time basically doing what anybody can do. Hey guys, here's my video on why this ain't happening, and they always say, well, my sources, especially Vampire. And if y'all wondering why we call him Vampire 101, it's because he sucks, number one, and also because he sucks off dragon jizz. So I don't even know who named him Vampire 101, but the name just stuck. It's fucking hilarious. I mean, he has so many names, but Vampire is just the one that's just there now. But the lying, the constant maneuvering of shit, the changing of shit. This guy pushed Dragon Ball Super is returning for 3 years. He pushed that shit, and it never ever happened. And then when this new shit started, he tried to pretend like he always knew about it, when it's not true at all. Okay? You can't tell people that Dragon Ball Super is returning for 3 years in a row. Just constant videos, and then all of a sudden when this Daima shit drops, oh yeah, I knew it the whole time, but I just couldn't say anything because of my sources. Horse shit. You want to know how sources work? See, here's how you know he's lying about sources. You want to know how reporters... Have you ever watched ESPN and you see a reporter will quote something that he was told by a source? That's how you know that he's not telling the truth about having sources. Because when a source gives you inside information, you go and tell the people. You don't have to tell who the source is. You just simply go and give the information that you receive. The way he does it is backwards. He says, my sources told me that a year ago, but I couldn't tell you guys because I didn't want my source to lose their job. That's always the excuse that he uses. He don't want somebody to lose their job. How are we gonna know who the fuck it is? Think about it. How the fuck are we gonna know who told you if you just simply tell us what they told you? That's how he tricks y'all into thinking that he knew some shit long before it dropped. He had no idea about Dragon Ball Super's return or not returning. He had no idea about Dragon Ball Daima. He learned about it the same day every fucking body else did. And it's so many people who keep falling for that I knew it the whole time bullshit. It's straight garbage, man. It's straight up garbage. You didn't know it the whole time. You learned about it when we learned about it. Anyways, let's get into the party.
So, Dragon Ball Daima. Admittedly, I have mixed feelings on this series, mostly negative, but allow me to elaborate. Hello everyone, this is Scarlet Flame Productions. If you've been following all the recent Dragon Ball news lately, you should know that—
Alright, first thing first, I don't know who the fuck this guy is. I just saw the title of the video and decided I would use it in what is always an epic rant coming from yours truly. I really hate people that use these stupid fucking avatars. This is really dumb. This one looks even dumber than most of them. Bad choice. But most of these anime faggots never turn on cameras, so this is all you can expect from them.
There's a new series in the works called Dragon Ball Daima, but when the series first leaked, it was originally called Dragon Ball Magic. But if I recall correctly, Akira Toriyama and the producers of the project changed the name to Daima 3 days before the Dragon Ball press conference in New York. Although, to be completely honest, I was a bit hesitant when I first heard about this series from a well-known YouTuber in the Dragon Ball community, Geekdom 101.
Look. Already, boy, the vampire's out.
And that's for two reasons. When it comes to being a news source that leaks new Dragon Ball content, he's not the most accurate source in my opinion.
Did y'all hear that? You hear what this guy said? He's not the most accurate source. Duh. I've been telling y'all that for years. He's never gotten anything right. He gets lucky. He gets lucky and does a video or a stream at just the right time to capture the audience into believing that he knows what he's talking about. Like I said, the other day he did a video talking about why Super wasn't returning, and it's all bullshit. It's all his opinion, but he's passing it off as if somebody at Shueisha told him. It's all bullshit, guys.
The best example I can think of to prove my point is when he tried to leak the Super anime returning multiple times. He would constantly change dates about when it would come back, saying it would come July 2019 to 2021 to 2023. And that's—
Oh, is somebody else calling him out on his bullshit? Is somebody else showing exactly what I've been saying? Look at how many times he said Dragon Ball Super was returning. I got a question. Did it come back yet? We're in November of 2023. It's almost 2024. Have anybody seen even a fraction of a hint of Dragon Ball Super?
the time of this recording, it's October, and Super hasn't been announced at all, so the chances of it coming back in 2023 are negative. But to be completely charitable, not every news source gets every single story right.
Yes, but he's the only news source that gets every story wrong. See, this is one thing I can't stand about these dudes. They'll call his ass out, and then they'll turn around and praise him for something. You don't have to be even, okay? You don't have to be even Steven on this. It's okay to call somebody out and leave it at that. But they call him out, and then they turn around and kiss his ass. You don't have to do that. He gets shit wrong all the time.
Geekdom, and he ended up being correct when it came to leaking Superhero, so it's not like he's wrong all—
He didn't leak Superhero. He found out about it the same time as everybody else. He went on Twitter, he saw it on DB Chronicles Twitter, and then he started telling people about it. He didn't leak nothing. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's giving him credit for leaking something he didn't leak. Everybody found out about it at the same exact fucking time. Never mind all the goddamn commercials and shit that was online about it. He didn't leak that, but he's giving him credit for it. It's a lie. How many of y'all actually have brains and can remember where you heard about superhero first? Did you hear it from Vampire? No. The first time you heard about it was on Twitter. It wasn't from this. I mean, this is what I mean.
The time. The next reason why is that I just thought the premise of Daima was a bad idea overall. On paper, a series reusing the idea of Goku being turned back into a kid again just sounds like an idea that's doomed to fail.
It's not going to fail. And yes, y'all heard me correctly. It's not going to fail. And I'm going to tell you why. Toriyama is counting on the fact that Dragon dweebs are going to run en masse to this. It's like keeping a man in a cage and not feeding him for 3 days. After the 4th day, whatever you throw in the cage, he's going to eat it because he's starving. Well, that's what Toriyama, Shueisha, and Toei have done to the Dragon Ball fan base. They have starved them of content. They have kept anything remotely good away from them. They have starved them out. And then they said, hey, throw them a piece of meat in there and let them eat. They know what they're doing. That's why this is not going to fail. Because they're so thirsty and starving for fucking content that they'll take anything at this point. It's the same thing that happened with the superhero movie. Everybody know that movie was garbage. But they were starving. So they threw them a bone with a little piece of meat on it. That's what Daima is. It's a bone with a little piece of meat on it. Toss it in the cage and watch them fight over it. And it's just that simple, guys. This was a bad idea. Toriyama don't care about his true fans. And he don't really care about Dragon Ball anymore. And the most obvious reason that he made Goku a kid again is because it's easier to draw kid Goku than it is to draw adult Goku. It's just like the Super Saiyan 3 thing. He stopped drawing Super Saiyan 3 because of the hair. He realized years after he made it that it was a mistake to make the hair that long. And that's why he went to the rainbow color transformations and just completely skipped Super Saiyan 3. That's why, because he got tired of drawing it. Well, that's the same thing happening here. He is just tired of drawing adult Goku. This story just came out of fucking nowhere. And they're already trying to claim that it's canon. That it falls in between this time and that time. I don't give a shit about time periods. I'm so sick of people saying, oh, this happened in the 10-year time skip between this and that. I don't care. This whole 10-year time skip bullshit between the end of Boo and Super and all this gay shit. I don't give a fuck. That's the stupidest thing in the world. What they should have done is simply started Dragon Ball's new series right at the end of Z. Okay? Dragon Ball Super should have picked up with Goku training Oob to be the new superhero. They just ignore everything that happened in GT. Just say fuck GT. And that's where the new series should have began. Right there. And honestly, they should have called it Dragon Ball Z. It shouldn't have even been over. It should have just been, we're bringing back Dragon Ball Z. Boom. Fans would have been happy. But nope. They got to give us all this time skip in between this time period, that time period. Bitches on they period bullshit. And it's really sad and stupid. And this is the state of Dragon Ball now. This is what's happened to it. This is why I hate Dragon Ball as a whole now. The only thing I used to care about was Z. But now I hate it all. I just count it all as one big thing and just throw it in the fuck it bucket. I don't give a shit about any of it anymore.
It's one of the many main complaints people had with GT. Hell, Toriyama even said himself, he struggled to choreograph fights between Kid Goku and adults because he's literally half their size and has shorter limbs. Then again, in the trailer for Daima, we do see Goku with his staff. But that just begs the question, how do the other Z fighters adapt to turning back into children?
Who gives a shit about him having a fucking power pole? And I just don't care anymore, guys. That stuff is decades old, okay? The original Dragon Ball was good, but we're so far past that now. And to try to bring that back and do this retro nostalgia shit is dumb. Okay? It's dumb. This is the stupidest idea anybody's ever had at that company. And I hope that this is where the mass exodus begins. I hope this is where people start walking away. I mean, we know the hardcore losers ain't going anywhere. But I mean the casual Dragon Ball fans. I hope this is where they pack their bags. I'm a hardcore Z fan, and I'm packing my bags. I promise you, I'm not going to review this shit. I'm not going to watch it on the website. I ain't doing none of that. Don't even ask. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Even Goten and Trunks are reduced back into babies. It's actually kind of funny now that I think about it. Fans have been complaining for years to age up Goten and Trunks, and now that they finally have that, they just turn them back into babies. That's gotta be the biggest middle finger to their fans, honestly.
Well, the reason they did all this kid stuff is because for some reason anime fanboys have a fetish for underage characters. I'm not even trying to be funny. They do. They have a weird fetish for underage characters. It's the weirdest shit in the world. But these motherfuckers, they like underage little girls. They like their main protagonist to be underage. This is some weird ass shit. I don't understand it for the life of me why these dudes like underage characters. But it's part of one of the biggest problems in the anime community. It's like they just... How could you be happy for this? How could you be happy for Rugrats edition of Dragon Ball? There's nothing that you can get out of it if you're a fan, especially if you're a fan who's already grown up. This shit is for kids, man. This Daima shit. It's like YouTube Kids. That's what it is. But it's Dragon Ball Kids. That's what it should be called. Dragon Ball Kids. And they should just say, look, we're trying to get new Dragon Ball fans because most of the old fans are 30, 40, 50 years old at this point. And that's really true. Fans of the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are my age now. Motherfuckers been watching it forever. Most of these new kids haven't even seen Dragon Ball Z. Most of them started off with Dragon Ball Kai or Super. Most of them have never even seen the original Z. So that's why they're doing this. They need to bring in the new people. Indoctrinate them early. You know, get them into the jizz game now so you can keep them in there for a long time.
Apart from the animation, which I'm not gonna deny is amazing, like, it really is good. It's Akira Toriyama's modern art style in anime form. But regardless, it's still not enough to counter my disappointment for Dragon Ball Super not coming back. Another reason why I wasn't on board with Daima was that its marketing is similar to Super in that it's aimed at a younger audience. If you aren't aware of what I'm talking about, think back to every single fight we see in the Super anime. We hardly see any blood or gore compared to Z, which is why I thought Daima conceptually was dumb, but then I thought to myself, and I no longer stand by that. Reason number one is that Super's audience has grown up, so they expect more violence, which is why you see more blood and gore in the recent arcs of Super in the manga. And reason number two, from what I can tell, is that Daima's audience is going to be way younger than Super's ever was. Super debuted in 2015 and ended in 2018, along with me regarding the different age ratings for Super in different countries, which is 7 to 14, as the youngest ages that are allowed to watch Dragon Ball Super worldwide, which sounds about right. So if we do some math, Super's youngest audience members should be about 14 to 18 by now, an audience older than, Daima's intended demographic, babies and toddlers. Modern Dragon Ball is literally just Japan's version of Looney Tunes, which is weird to think about, but also kind of fitting. If I had to think of one thing that Daima...
I gotta ask this question. What's going on with his music? I'm sure some of y'all are asking the same question. Fuck is going on with his music? Wait a minute. Missing Link said, funny how Grim is not here. Exactly. The nigga that was in the Discord bitching about fucking notifications ain't even here. It's always that way, guys. It's always the ones that don't show up who do the most bitching. It's just like the website. Who are the only people you see bitching about my website? It ain't the people who actually pay for it and actually watch the content. It's the niggas who've never been on there before. It's always that way. It never fails. That's always the way it's gonna be. Cause some people just like to bitch. And it really has nothing to do with anything except they just like it. They like doing it. They like being a part of it.
Could bring to the brand, it's that it's going to bring a new generation of Dragon Ball fans, which, as a fan of the franchise myself, I see as a good thing, no matter how I feel about Daima. Although I still think bringing back Super would have been a way more easier and safer way to make money, Daima could still make them a huge profit. Despite Western fans' mixed to neutral reaction to Daima, Japan for the most part is pretty positive, and you know there's going to be fans hate watching Daima when it comes out, and I'm not going to be one of them. Despite my negative feelings towards Daima because it's the reason why Super isn't coming back, going out of my way to actively hate on it is just a waste of time. I think that if something as insignificant as a TV show makes you angry, that you go out of your way to binge watch it in order to make up valid or invalid reasons to hate it, chances are it's not worth your time.
Man, this dude sound like he describing my haters. People that go out of their way to binge watch me so they can have an excuse to bitch. Yeah, I understand that feeling 1,001,000,000%. How many people binge watch my content just to hate me? Even when I say something that makes 1,000,000,000% sense. Like I could say something right now that is a 1,000% accurate with receipts and proof and everything. And the motherfuckers will go in the comment section and say some troll shit. Yeah, you may be right, but fuck your mama. I mean, it's that. I mean, I understand completely what he's talking about. Look, I'm not going to binge watch Daima. I'm not going to watch it at all. And I know some of you guys in my server are probably going to watch it. It happens all the time. Like, guys in my server don't even realize sometimes, but they'll get busted. They'll get busted because what they'll do is they'll be shit talking the show, right? And at the same time, they're explaining every detail about the show. And they don't realize that they snitching on themselves. Because how can you explain every detail of it if you're not watching it? So yeah, they straight be snitching on themselves. Some dude just sent me a long ass paragraph in my comment section talking about, you know what? I don't care. It's some guy trying to get me to sign up to some shit to help me get more people watching. I'm not doing that. That's all that fake bot shit to be going on here. I get enough people watching as it is, and I'm growing. Like, it's 94 people here now, and I just got started. So yeah, you can get to stepping with that shit. You need no help getting fucking people to watch. People watch. It's just some of them hate my guts and they watching in the shadows.
I might watch a few episodes out of curiosity, but I don't see myself caring for Daima that much. Before I end this video, there's one thing I'd like to discuss about the discourse surrounding Daima, and it's regarding that people think that Daima is going to bring back Super Saiyan 4 for some reason, or at least should bring it back. The issue here is that isn't Daima still connected to Super? If I'm not mistaken, Akio Yoku said that Whis was going to be playing a role in this, and I think Geekdom even said that this was going to be a side story in Super. I know that's not hard, concrete evidence or anything, but if it's true, then I don't think it should come back. From a thematic standpoint, to go from God power to using primal power makes no sense, and would just be a pointless regression for Goku and Vegeta. But if Daima doesn't take place in the
honestly, how do I put this? I'm tired of Super Saiyan 4 being used as a crutch to keep propping up this stupid ass shit. Okay? Super Saiyan 4 was the only successful thing about GT. And they almost fucked that up. Okay? Honestly, I don't really care about Super Saiyan 4. Yeah, it's cool or whatever, but honestly, in the grand scheme of things, I don't care about it. I'm one of these people who've been saying for a long time that Goku and Vegeta are powerful enough to where they shouldn't even have to transform anymore. I thought the goal was to raise their base forms to a point where they didn't need to transform anymore. If I remember correctly, when they started training with Whis, they never once transformed during their training with Whis, because they knew instinctively that they had to raise their base levels, not their transformation levels. They had to raise up their base forms. That should be the goal, so we can get away from all these dumb transformations. Goku and Vegeta should be able to whoop anybody without having to go Super Saiyan whatever. Okay? And then, after they raise their base forms, the next goal is to be like Broly. Broly's form is actually what Saiyans are supposed to be shooting for. Because Broly is basically the Great Ape in human form. He has all the power of the Ozaru, but he doesn't transform into the ape itself. But he has all the destructive power of it. That right there should be the ultimate goal for all Saiyans. And the funny thing is, the only one that's actually shooting for that is Gohan. Remember when he fought Goku in episode 90 of Dragon Ball Super? And he transformed as high as he could get, but he didn't do like Goku and go into Super Saiyan. And he actually said, I'm shooting for a new form, a different way that doesn't involve transformations. Gohan's the only one that's actually trying to do it. Broly does it instinctively because it's just a part of his DNA. He don't have to train to do it. But shouldn't do you understand how much more badass Goku and Vegeta would be if they were more like Broly? With straight up primal power like that, rage power, they would be so much cooler than they are now. All this ultra ego, ultra instinct, ultra gayness, it's all boring and dumb, and nobody really truly cares about it. Even the actual fans of Super are sick of these transformations.
Super timeline, I don't give a fuck. But with that all out of the way, the video's now coming to an end. To summarize my thoughts on Dragon Ball Daima, I'll say this. Not a fan of it, but if it brings in more...
This motherfucker actually just wrote in my chat. Give Daima a chance, guys. It might be good. Yeah, and I might grow wings and fly away. I'm gonna go ahead and just be honest with you. Fuck off with that. Okay? I'm not giving nothing a chance. Because fuck you. I'm not doing it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I'm not giving that trash a chance. I've had enough of watching shit just because people say give it a chance. I've had enough of hoping that something gets good. I have watched so many anime waiting for them to get good. My new policy is, if it ain't good up front, I'm not watching it. Vinland Saga was good up front. Attack on Titan, good up front. Invincible, good up front. If it ain't good up front, I'm not watching it. I hope y'all understand that. I'm not trying to be a dickhead. But I'm not finna do a Boruto where I have to wait 200, 300 episodes before something interesting happens. I'm not doing that fucking shit anymore. If you want to sit through 2-3 seasons of something waiting for it to get good, go right ahead. Nobody's stopping you. But I'm not doing that anymore. I don't need to see this to know it's a bad idea, and I don't need to see it to know that Toriyama is telling all of us to go fuck ourselves. I know when I'm being told that I'm not welcome and I'm not wanted. I'm not welcome and I'm not wanted anymore in the Dragon Ball community because they're not making shit to tell me that I'm welcome or wanted. Okay? It's called learning how to take a hint. You want to go watch Dragon Ball Babies? Go ahead. I know how to take a hint. I'm being told this is not my party anymore. So all you people that's gonna listen, I already know a bunch of y'all gonna watch it. And that's your business. Just don't ask me to watch it. Because asking me to watch it is an easy way to get yourself cussed out. That's trying to bring back a fan favorite. Well, not really a fan favorite, but yeah, you'll get the point.
In case you've been living under a rock or you missed it, we reported earlier in the week that there is a new Dragon Ball anime coming. Well, we initially talked about the rumors and leaks. Allegedly, it was supposed to be a...
Why does this nigga look worse? And what is that shit on his face? Look, when you fat and you got a fucked up lip, you shouldn't be putting tattoos on your face, drawing more attention to your face. Okay? I'm sorry. But that's the last thing you need to be doing, is drawing more attention to your face when you got a fucked up lip. I'm just keeping it a stack. I mean, they don't call me Major Stacks for nothing.
Initially called Dragon Ball Magic. Later on, we got a trailer and a whole bunch of information on the upcoming Dragon Ball anime that is releasing next fall 2024, Dragon Ball Daima.
I think I'm going to be watching Sandland instead of Dragon Ball. If my choices are Dragon Ball Daima and Sandolando, I'm watching Sandland. And I don't really care about either one. But if I have to watch one, I'm watching Sandland.
Let's read what we got. Make sure to subscribe and hit that bell to get all notifications so you get notified whenever I drop new videos on the latest and greatest news of anime and manga.
Still moving on, still moving on. This is for my day ones. This is for my day ones.
Come on. Toy Animation.
Oh my goodness, he's still trying to rap. Dude, it's over. It's over. You're not a rapper. Please stop. The human race is allowed to have ears. We don't want to have to rip them off because you just, for some reason, think you're a rapper. You're terrible. Please stop this. It makes me not even care about the rest of your video.
Announces new Dragon Ball Daima anime. Toei Animation announced during its Dragon Ball panel at New York Comic Con on Thursday that there will be a new anime in the franchise titled Dragon Ball.
Hey, nigga, quit trying to troll. Okay? Quit trying to troll. Because you're not good at it. Alright? Stop trying to troll. Just stop, okay? You're not funny. And it's not even remotely interesting. You know damn well you don't give two flying fucks about Forever World. So stop. Alright? We just got rid of a nigga for always doing that trolling shit. And now here we got a replacement nigga trying to do it. Stop. Because I honestly am not in the mood for it. If you can't act like a normal person, fucking leave.
Daima in 2024 fall. Series creator Akira Toriyama is deeply involved beyond his usual capacity. They know that it winds up fans. It gets fans like, oh my god, really? When you hear that the original creator is involved in...
This is why Dragon Ball fans are gay as fuck. Because they hear Toriyama's name and they think that automatically means that Dragon Ball is going to be good. Do you idiots understand that he has been a part of everything that's Dragon Ball related? You guys think because he drew some pictures and wrote some words that that's going to change anything. It doesn't matter if it's original, doesn't matter if it's Kai, fucking GT. Toriyama has been a part of all of it. Some of them he's been a full participant. Some of them he's only been in halfway. Some of them he's only wrote a couple of notes. Dragon Ball Super, he wasn't doing the day-to-day production on it. Just like the manga, he's not responsible for the day-to-day production of it, but he's still a part of it. So we need to stop jumping in like, oh, it's Toriyama. Okay, it doesn't matter. He's always been a part of it. You guys need to stop getting a boner over an old Japanese man. Dude, I don't give a shit who you are. You had to go out of your way to tell me. I know who the fuck you are. And I'm telling you to stop writing dumb shit and trying to be a troll. Listen, dude. You don't care about Forever World. You don't care about none of the shit you in my chat talking about. You're trying to be funny, and it's not. It's stupid.
Especially in a capacity like this. So they make sure to squeeze in like, yo, we want to let y'all know, like, Toriyama bled for this project. Homie was bleeding all over the papers to make this thing a reality, okay? He penned entirely new episodes for the storyline. In the series, Goku, Vegeta, Bulma, and the other characters throughout the series become younger than usual. However, this is different from similar plotline in GT's anime, in which Goku reverts back into a kid after the end of the original series. Although the title Daima does not mean any.
It's identical to GT, except for the caveat of everybody becoming kids. But here's the synopsis of GT. Pilaf Gang makes a wish on the Dark Dragon Balls to turn Goku back into a little kid. And they done that by accident. They wasn't even trying to do it. It was just a slip of the tongue, and then the dragon did it. And then they had to get on a spaceship and go all over the universe to find the Dragon Balls. Because the Dark Dragon Balls, when they split up, they don't stay on the planet. They spread out across the damn galaxy. So they had to go to different planets to find them. The whole point is, that's what they're doing again. Some bad guy turns everybody to kids. They're jumping on a spaceship and going all over the place to find a person. Same exact story. Nothing different. Except everybody's kids instead of just Goku. That's the twist. Instead of just Goku, it's everybody. Fucking stupid. Toriyama should have went ahead and just said, we're going to remake Dragon Ball GT. Instead of doing what he did. If he would have said, well, this is a Dragon Ball GT remake, I think he'd have got a lot more respect for it than this shit.
The kanji could be interpreted as evil in English, so we're watching Dragon Ball Evil, okay? Or Dragon Ball E. Oh my god, it's replacing the evolution. If they decide to call it Dragon Ball Evil, that would be freaking hilarious. And DBE, but taking out the evolution. Of course, we'll get more info, but on top of that, we got a comment from Akira Toriyama.
Make sure y'all slap the like button, and if you're new here, follow the channel. Think about subscribing maybe, or dropping some donations. But make sure y'all hit the like either way, because it helps grow my channel on here. It helps me get a little bit more exposure, so more people can find the content.
This is something that is a little bit more new. I haven't talked about this one yet. We got a full-blown statement from Akira Toriyama regarding Dragon Ball Daima.
Let me read this. What did he say? Okay, I was just reading y'all comments, making sure.
Let's read. Hello, I am Akira Toriyama, and I'm paid out the wazoo, motherfucker. No, I'm playing. I'm currently working on a new Dragon Ball.
Who the hell believes that Toriyama be writing these letters? I don't believe that Toriyama be writing these letters. When the last time somebody has seen Toriyama? Like, I want to be. I'm not even trying to be funny. When the last time somebody actually saw him in public? When the last time anybody has a brand new 2023 picture of Toriyama? Ain't nobody seen this man. We don't even know if he's still alive. Because the Japanese people are very secretive. They're very good at hiding people. They're good at disappearing people. This motherfucker could be dead for all we know, and they just pretending that he's still around. And they just using his fucking name to keep the project going. Because there is no evidence that he actually wrote this letter. There's no evidence that he's done anything, because no one's seen this man. And when the people claim they've seen him, they never show proof that they've actually seen him, or even spoke to him. I think it's been 10, 20 years since someone's actually seen this man. So how do we know any of this shit is true? We just have to take their word for it.
The title is Dragon Ball Daima. Daima is a made-up term, which as Japanese characters would be blank, or in English would be something like evil. So it's literally DBE, the Dragon Ball Evil. I wonder if they're going to roll with that title.
That's a good point. He said the creator of One Piece hasn't been seen since 2001. Exactly. That's a long time ago. That's 22 years. It's a really good chance that dude could be dead or retired somewhere on a damn island. We have no actual evidence that Toriyama is doing anything except chilling in his house or at some kind of bar somewhere. Nobody has seen this man. I mean, would it be so bad for them to bring his ass out on stage? He don't even have to talk. Just come and join one of these Dragon Ball panels you be setting up. That way you can at least show the fans you're still alive. It's funny because everybody else involved in big shit, they show themselves. Motherfuckers from Sony and Microsoft, you see them every 5 minutes. When you got people that make American cartoons, like the guy that makes Invincible, that motherfucker's always where people can see him. He's got a YouTube channel. He's reacted to his own cartoon on YouTube. So, you know that he's alive. When it comes to these little Japanese dudes, you don't know shit. You have no idea because nobody's seen them in forever.
Or they're just gonna go with Daima. Like, Daima makes it, considering Dragon Ball, they tried to make it, as diverse as possible and as accessible.
Well, that's what I just now said. I said, it's a good chance Toriyama might be dead. Or he might be so old and incapacitated that people are just using his name because they know the fanboys are going to be like, oh, Toriyama's son. They already know his name means something to these idiots. I don't give two fucks about his ass. I don't care. His name don't mean shit to me. But people who are in love with his name, it means something to them. And I think maybe it's some fuckery going on. I'm not convinced that he wrote this letter. I'm not convinced he's even alive because no one's seen his ass in 2 decades. And I'm being generous. It's actually been longer than that. The only pictures of Toriyama online that you can find are old black and white pictures when he was still young. There are no current pictures of him. There's nothing. I think it's going to come out that he dead or that he an old senile old man somewhere. I think one day somebody's going to leak out the information that he ain't really been behind any of this shit. Because I don't believe it. And I'm not trying to start a conspiracy. I just don't believe this motherfucker is around. Because no one has seen him. And if Vampire 101 claims that he knows a source, who knows a source, who knows another source, who happened to see a janitor who talked to a maid and a guy in the cafeteria who caught a glimpse of Toriyama going around a corner, then I don't want to hear that fucking bullshit. Okay? The source of a source of a source of a source of a janitor, of a maid, of a guy serving his chicken might have accidentally possibly seen him leaving a boardroom. No, that's stupid, and I don't care about that kind of shit. But that's the kind of sources you get from Vampire 101. A bitch out there sweeping the floor happened to maybe sweep up some trash that Toriyama dropped on his way out the door. No, that's not a source. That's called fuckery, sir.
As possible, and like for example with Super, it was initially Dragon Ball Cho in Japanese, but everywhere else is Dragon Ball Super. More than likely, there's a possibility.
And every time they have a panel, they pull out one of these letters. Have you noticed that every time they have a Dragon Ball panel, they pull out one of these perfectly crafted letters, written in perfect English, all nice and printed out. And it's always, hello, I'm Akira Toriyama. If this shit don't look scripted and fake, nothing does. Every time, it's always a letter. No one ever sees this nigga.
Not more than likely, but there's a possibility that they could go with the English version being Dragon Ball Evil. Although, again, I don't know how well that sits. Like, especially like a hardcore.
He said, plus the fact they were They were talking about Toriyama writing footnotes down on a napkin. Sounds like a crock of shit. Exactly. This man. So you telling me the creator of Dragon Ball has been reduced to writing shit on a napkin? Is that how irrelevant he is now? That he just have to write shit on a napkin? He ain't relevant enough to go in the room and decide shit, to make changes, to fix shit. He just writes shit on a napkin now? Anybody can do that. Anybody can be writing that shit on a napkin.
A religious household, for example, would they really allow their kiddos to watch, because this is going to attract kiddos, Dragon Ball Evil? So you gotta just keep that in mind. Due to a conspiracy, Goku and his friends are turned small. In order to fix things, they'll head off to a new world. It's a grand adventure with intense action in an unknown and mysterious world. Since Goku has to make up for his petite size, he uses his power pole to fight, something not seen in a long time. I came up with the story and settings as well as a lot of the designs. I'm actually putting a lot more into this than usual. They made him say that so that people don't feel as GT-esque about it. It's like, no, it's not GT. Remember, Toriyama didn't do GT. He just drew Super Saiyan 4. It was Toei that did GT. No, they're making it like, nah, Toriyama, this is his, you know what I'm saying, his Magna Carta, so to speak.
It's funny how he's reading this letter and he actually believes that Toriyama did this. I want y'all to go back and look at all the other times where they've had these Toriyama letters, and you'll see what I'm talking about. How perfectly scripted they are. Okay? Toriyama's not writing these letters, guys. Toei or Shueisha or somebody like that is responsible for these letters. Toriyama has nothing to do with these. So that's why I honestly don't believe none of this stuff. And like I said earlier, I'm not trying to start some kind of Toriyama's dead conspiracy. I don't know. I'm just saying, when a nigga ain't been seen in over 20 years, and the only time you hear from him is these perfectly crafted letters. Think of anybody in your family right now. If somebody in your family disappeared, and once a year you got a letter in the mail from them, and it wasn't even their handwriting. It was just a printed letter saying, hey, everything's okay. I know you ain't seen me in forever, but I'm living my best life. How many of y'all gonna be suspicious and be like, hold the fuck up a minute? This don't seem right. I ain't seen this motherfucker in years, and I just keep getting these scripted letters in my mailbox once a year. It sounds like this motherfucker either dead or been kidnapped. Am I wrong? But when it comes to Toriyama, everybody's like, oh, it's cool. He's fine. Ain't nobody seen this nigga in over 20 years. Nobody has actually laid eyeballs on this man in over 20 years. There are no photos of him. No video footage of him going to a movie premiere. All this Dragon Ball shit they making. You telling me this motherfucker ain't went once to see it? Most directors and people, they go to their movie premieres. Like this shit that Disney just put out, the Marvels. It was trash. But the people who made the film showed up to watch it. Even though it was garbage. So you telling me that, like, look at all the people that showed up to the Broly movie. All of the voice actors showed up. All the directors, everybody involved with the Broly movie showed up. The only one who did show up was Toriyama. How? Tell me how. You telling me you're not even proud of your work, that you won't even show up? Come on, man. That motherfucker is either dead or incapacitated. I'm telling you, it's something going on with that shit. It's something going on. I might have just opened a can of worms that nobody wants to open, but I'm just keeping it real. I would be worried if somebody I know and care about was missing for a year. I would be on the phone with the police. Hell, if they were missing for a month, I would be on the phone with the police. This nigga been missing for 20 plus years, and ain't nobody made a single phone call, inquiry, ain't nobody sent an email, nothing. Nothing. Nobody even knows where he lives. In all this time, and as famous as he is, nobody even knows where his house is. Come on, man. At some point, you got to get suspicious. and just look at how weird that seems.
That's what they're trying to do. Things will unfold that will close in on the mysteries of the Dragon Ball world. Hope you all enjoy these different from usual battles that are cute and powerful. Toriyama signing out. The check has already been cleared. And as I've said on many different platforms, I'm here for it. I'm ready for Dragon Ball to have a new story or whatnot. I do believe that this is not going to really focus in on Super. I'm hearing murmurings that this might take place after Z, but before Super, which would basically take place about...
Big Law, you got a point. They are finna start making videos of that. MBA said Toriyama is dead. Oh, I just gave him a new avenue to attack me, I guess. Look, man, I'm just asking simple questions. I mean, y'all are here watching this because I think maybe y'all are interested in the content. But has anybody really stopped and thought about this? Have you seen a single YouTube video where somebody has said, hey, it's kind of weird that nobody's seen this guy in 2 decades? Do you know how long that is? That's 20 years. Do you realize that no one has actually seen this man? Yes, I'm sure there are people who claim they work directly with him and they see him every day at the office. But even those people can't verify it. Even they can't, okay, let's say you work with Toriyama. You telling me that you can't pick up your phone, snap a little quick pic of him, and post that shit online. It's proving that he's alive. You telling me they got security like that at Toei where you can't even look? You know how many times I done a little pretend to be looking at my phone and snap a quick picture of something? You telling me you can't do that? You can just pretend like you text messaging. Snap, boom, there you go. Quick picture. Hey guys, this is what Toriyama looks like now. He's still alive. You telling me ain't nobody thought of that shit? Whatever. Like I said, it's bullshit. It's some shit in the game.
Somewhere before 6 months after Majin Buu, because Super technically starts with the Battle of Gods arc, Battle of Gods movie, where Beerus wakes up 6 months after the Buu thing. So this would have to be like, for example, 3 months after Buu or 5 months after Buu, anywhere but 6 months, because that's when Beerus wakes up. So
do y'all see how stupid this is with all this time frame of where this event happened and where this event it happened in this point in time, and it happened 3 months after Boo, and it happened 6 months before. This is so stupid. This is so dumb. This timeline shit is so fucking dumb. Hey, you lazy wankers. Y'all niggas need to hit the sub button. Need more of y'all to subscribe to the channel.
There's a possibility it could take place then. It could also take place after and just...
Yeah, I've been saying for years, just go past Z already. How is so much shit happening in this little 10-year gap? They're packing all this shit into this little 10-year gap between the end of Boo and the end of Z. There's like a 10-year gap in there where they defeated Boo, and then at the end of the Tournament of Power, the last one, or not Tournament of Power, but the final tournament, that's a 10-year gap in there. They're packing all this shit into that 10 years. You telling me, so they went on this grand adventure out in the space and all this other shit in this 10-year gap? You telling me they did all this shit, so they went to outer space, other planets, Tournament of Power, all this shit, and Moro, and the shit where they went out in space with the angel dude, all that happened in a 10-year gap. All of that. Granola, every bit of that shit all happened within a 10-year. Do you realize how fucking stupid that sounds? So you done packed 30 years worth of shit into 10 years. Shit is stupid as hell. They should have been past Z a long time ago. They need to stop using this 10-year time gap before Dragon Ball Z ends bullshit, and they need to just go on past it. People are sick of it at this point.
Again, kind of try its best to ignore stuff from Super, but considering the evil villain is looking at a lot of Majin Buu stuff on the screen, chances are it might take place prior to Super even begin.
Well, this is the thing. If you go look at the final episodes of Dragon Ball Z. If you remember the episode where Vegeta and Bulma literally fly out to where Goku is training with Goten. And Goku admits that he ain't seen them in a long ass time. Bulma even says it. So how all this shit happened in that 10-year gap if ain't none of them seen each other? I mean,
which would easily, write out.
See, here you're gonna get the real. I don't know why, but my chat keeps disappearing and coming back. It's done it 3 times. It could be because it's changing. I don't know. It's 119 people here. Keep it coming, niggas. Anyways, you're gonna get the real here. Look, I don't fanboy for stuff. Okay? Even animated I call it out. I don't understand why people don't do this more often. I honestly think people will like you more if you just tell the truth. When you make content and you have to keep lying to cover for a shitty ass anime, it's a bad look if you ask me. That's part of the reason why Forever Trash's channel is dead. Because he's had to lie for shitty anime for so long that it's finally caught up with him.
Having to talk about Beerus and all of them, which really sucks, because at the end there's also going to feel like, so this is a powered down version and there can't really be no new transformations, because then if it never gets expressed or whatnot, then it wouldn't make no sense for Super. So a lot of things to think about, a lot of variables. No Ultra Instinct, no Ultra Ego, but we'll see, I guess. Either way, I'm still excited for it.
Yeah, whatever. Let's move on to what y'all actually came to see. Get myself in gear here. Said I'm still going to watch a couple episodes of Diamond, but I know I'm going to be disappointed. Well, like I said, has anybody once heard me say don't watch it? No one has heard me say that. I encourage people to go watch stuff. I don't tell you not to watch. I tell you to go do it. Because when I know something is going to turn you off, I want you to go see it for yourself. Remember what I did with SAO? I told y'all how bad it was. And a lot of y'all didn't believe me. I said, alright, go watch it. Some of y'all couldn't get through 2 episodes. Y'all were like, nope, I ain't doing it. I'm done. I said the same thing about Dr. Stone, Fire Force, Radiant, all these raggedy ass shows that came out of nowhere. I said, go watch it. Y'all kept coming back. Man, I can't do it, MBA. I'm sorry. Nope. I can't do it. Because I think by going and seeing it for yourself is the best way to experience the actual horror of it. Me telling you ain't shit. You got to see it for yourself. Anyways,
it's not too late for you to get your hands on the Geekdom 101 special Dragon Ball Daima merch. If you want a shirt, you can get it in
this nigga is grifting off Dragon Ball. Okay? Do y'all see? Hang on, let me do something. Hang on. Let me do something real quick. Do y'all see the grifting? This dude said appreciate the stream. Alright, man, I appreciate. Thanks for the 5. Do y'all see the grifting? This guy has all these t-shirts that he has stolen from Dragon Ball. Okay? These designs are not his. Okay? But I want y'all to see something real quick. Okay? Now, do you see Y'all see, these are actual shirts. My designs on my shirts are shit that either my guys created in the Discord server, like the Chicago City shirt here, or they're designs that I created. Okay? Like, here go the shirt that I made for Kill, because he loves playing that for Neverworld trash. The disappointed in us. See, this is what I'm talking about. And people in my server have already bought shirts. They can tell you it's high quality shit. Okay? You ain't getting cheap ass shit. But my point is, this dude is taking Dragon Ball stuff that's not his and grifting the fuck out of it. I literally make my designs myself. Like this one here. This is my design. I created this. I didn't steal it from Dragon Ball. You know, I'm not saying don't buy his shirts. I'm just saying you should question, you know, the fact that this dude is just yanking shit from a cartoon and sticking it on a shirt. I'm making shit straight up myself and putting it on shirts. I just think maybe, you know, people should question this grifting that he doing, stealing all these Dragon Ball designs. You know, it's crazy. Exactly, this shit ain't even out yet. Big Law said, yep, I bought one, I can testify. Yeah. My shit is good. Look, the link's in the description if y'all want to see the full list. I don't want to go through the whole list. That's not what we're trying to do today. But I just want to make the point that this guy is just doing a griftathon when it comes to this content, man. This is not his shit. And he's making money off stuff that's just simply not his. I don't mind people selling merch, but make it about you. None of his merch is about him. It's all about something that don't belong to him.
Multiple colors, whatever color you think looks the best on you. It's fully customizable and sized. And if you don't want a shirt, we also have other variety of clothing as well as hats, long sleeve.
None of it's yours.
Sleeve shirts, hoodies, and even mouse pads. Get it today.
None of it's yours.
Don't wait. From the very beginning of Dragon Ball GT, they made a very controversial decision by turning Goku, our main character, back into a kid again. And it's a choice that a lot of Dragon Ball fans do not like, including even myself. I'm not a huge fan of it. But why? Why did Toei Animation choose to make Goku a kid again? And is there a deeper reason? On today's video, we're going to be discussing every single reason.
There is no deeper reason. It's just easier to draw. It's easier to make. It's a time saver.
Both behind the scenes and
the fans are so desperate they'll take anything. So yeah.
Narratively, as to why Goku became a kid again in GT.
Dude, don't start asking me what size the hoodies are. Go to the site and click the damn link and go look. If you actually want to buy a hoodie, then you wouldn't be asking me all these dumb questions in the chat. You would click the link that's in the description and go look. Okay? I don't talk about this stuff. If you want to buy one, go buy one. But don't sit here and try to get me to play 20 questions about it when you can just go look yourself. I don't do that shit. Okay? I don't play that game. There are people who actually want to buy. They don't ask questions. They just go to the site and buy what they want. The fact that you in the chat asking is because you don't really want to buy anything. I don't care if you buy it or not, but don't sit here asking me 800 questions about it when you can just go look. That's bullshit, and I don't play them games.
And by the end, you'll have an understanding of why that choice was made, even if you don't agree with it. Let's get to it right now. A few years ago, I did a video here on the channel called The Truth About Dragon Ball GT. You should go check it out if you haven't. It is over 1 million views, and it's a really...
Why did he have to make the point to say it's over 1 million views? Yeah, because the video is old as fuck. Oh, and also he don't get anywhere near 1 million views on his videos. He's at like the high 20s. He's like 27,000 clicks a video, that's where his average is. Like, I've actually averaged out the videos, his recent stuff, and he's hovering in that 25 to 27,000 click range. That's really bad when you have almost 800,000 subscribers. That's horrible. Most people with the amount of subscribers that he has get a shit ton of views. There are anime channels that are smaller than him that are getting double and triple the views that he gets. And it's because of all the years of lying, all the years of being wrong, all the years of being a grifter, all the evidence that you don't really care about Dragon Ball or your fans. All that shit is out there in the ether for people to see. I still have the screenshots of him calling his own motherfucking fans ball masters. I still have the screenshots where he admitted to milking his own fans. So that shit's out there now, and only the hardcore geekdom fans are still on his channel. Everybody else done quit watching. Everybody else done said, only time they watch now is when it's like some kind of special event coming and they want to go to find out what it is. But his regular daily content, ain't nobody watching that shit no more because they know he full of shit.
Video I'm very proud of, and in that video I briefly discussed one of the reasons as to why Goku was turned back into a kid in GT. And there were two big reasons when it comes to behind the scenes I guess ideas. One of which is that Dragon Ball is a shonen manga / anime, and because of that it's kind of a smart business move to always have a young character.
This dude said we as anime fans have to stick together. Nigga, you on the wrong channel. Shut up. Now I'm not going to be nice about it. Shut up. Okay, nobody wants to hear that fuckery. Be quiet. All you've done since you've been in my chat is try to say stupid shit in order to affect this dumb trolling thing you're trying to do. Shut up. You know damn well that is not how we operate around here. Ain't nobody playing the friendship togetherness game here. So just shut up.
Or a young boy character in, the driver's seat as far as main characters go. If you go back and think about it, when Goku became an adult, shortly after that, Gohan was introduced, so he became the new kid character. Then for the Buu Saga, Gohan grew up and we got introduced to Goten, and of course Trunks. Well, for GT, everybody's grown up at this point. Goten and Trunks are teenagers, so what they did was they turned Goku into a child. On top of that, and besides that, the other thing about GT is when they were first putting it together, they wanted it to have the same sort of exploration adventure feel that the original Dragon Ball series started with. So those are the two big sort of behind the scenes marketing reasons as to why Goku became a kid again. A lot of you guys probably did not know that, but that's why they did it, for better or for worse. However, there is a bit more to it than that. So I've got Jordan the Dragon Lee here, and let's talk about it, bro. So first of all,
yeah, we doing insta bans again. I forgot to tell y'all, we're not playing the game with these people anymore. Hey mods, if they come in the chat with that shit, just get rid of them. We're not even entertaining these people anymore. Okay, and we know who they are. They're the people coming over from YouTube to try that fake trolling gay shit. Get rid of them. I don't care what they say. Just get rid of them. That, like I just did. As soon as he came in the room, see you later. Ain't nobody trying to hear that no more. We all about content around here.
As a fan, how do you feel about Goku becoming a kid again? And then I'll give my opinion after you give yours, because I do have some nuance about this.
Like most fans, when I first started watching GT, I wasn't a huge fan of it. Like, I didn't really enjoy it that much because, honestly, I just felt like it was lacking in comparison to Z. Like, Z was just a wild ride for me from beginning to end, and I feel like GT started really slow, and there just wasn't a lot to capture my attention until later on in the series. So, him being a child, I guess, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because of how GT was handled. Because of the fact that it starts slow, in combination with him also being a kid for the purpose of serving the purpose that child characters normally serve in terms of tropes. So that's how I felt about it. I was just like, yes, this is obviously a marketing move.
Why is it that guys that are in their late 20s mid-30s are so cool or okay with these underage characters, especially female characters. I want to make sure we understand. The anime community has so many fucking pedophiles in it. It's a damn shame. But they don't even try to hide the fact that they pedophiles. They don't even try to hide the fact that they like all these underage characters. It's fucking strange. I don't think there's a single anime where I give a shit about kid characters. I just don't want to be bothered with them. Put the shit on that I care about. These motherfuckers are doing all this content over the Muppet Babies. Like, what the fuck is this? What are we doing, people? Like, holy fucking shit. Really? Anybody that's anywhere near adulthood should be against this fucking shit. Anybody should be like, man, I'm not watching this. How can you support this if you're a grown-up? It's fucking for kids. Let the kids have it. Move on to something else. I watch adult level anime. If I'm gonna be bothered with anime, I'm gonna watch shit that's on my level. That's why Vinland Saga and Attack on Titan are respectively 1 and 2, because they're adult anime. There ain't no kid shit going on there. It's real shit. It's life or death. It's people getting fucked up. I'm not interested in all this, whatever, underage kids running around doing dumb shit. It's just not me. Now, if that's your bag, go ahead. But I'm just saying, most fans should be revolting against this.
Because it's a trope for shonen manga and different forms of entertainment to use a child main character because of the character traits of a child.
Well, yeah, because it's a shonen story, so they want to appeal to young boys as well as teenagers and adults. So you're going to have a kid there. It makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't make perfect sense. It's really stupid is what it is.
As far as I know, but I didn't know that at first. When I first started watching and learning about GT in the late 90s, I didn't know that was the reason until many, many, many years later, right?
Yeah.
I mean, me personally, I'm not going to lie. I'm not a fan of Goku becoming a kid again. I'm really not, because it led to some kind of awkward storytelling. But here's sort of my opinion on that. If he was only a kid for the first arc, for the baby arc, and then he became an adult for the rest of GT, I would have been okay with it, because it was sort of a weird way to kind of regress Goku.
You know what, Law, that's how I feel lately. I ain't gonna lie. Look how long it takes for me to watch shit now. You guys remember, I used to jump on an episode or something as soon as it dropped. Now, honestly, it takes, 5, 6, 7 days for me to watch. Because I just don't really, I'm not even excited for anime like that anymore. I used to be. Now it's kind of like I watch it when I watch it. It's not a big deal. I'm not running and knocking people down to get to it. It's there. I'll catch it when I catch it. That's how I see anime now. And that's all anime across the board. Even the ones that I like, I'm not in a super hurry to watch them. Like, look how many days it took for me to get to the last episode of Attack on Titan. Because I have a life outside of the internet. So, yeah, I'm not jumping and running for that shit, I still like anime, but it's really dropped down as far as where it ranks in my life. It's never been in the top 3, but now it's barely in the top 10. I don't even know if it is. Because I promise you, I could think of 20 things that I can do throughout the day before I even get to an anime episode. So I know exactly how you feel, Law. Even though it's anime out there that I like, I'm just not in a hurry to watch it. Because, maybe it's because I'm older and don't care anymore. But I just don't give a shit like that. I can sit here and roast the hell out of it because it don't matter to me. I can roast any anime for that matter. It don't even have to be Dragon Ball. I can roast any anime. But the reason I'm roasting Dragon Ball is because, well, go look at how many people are watching this live stream. This is what people wanted. They wanted this. My haters wanted it, and my supporters wanted it. That's why so many people are here. So, there you go.
Goku power-wise. I know some fans think that the reason why they even made him a kid was to weaken him because he had become so strong. That is not the case. That was never confirmed by anybody, whereas everything else we're talking about was confirmed by Kozo Morishita, the producer of GT. But personally, had Goku only been a kid again for a little while and then become an adult again, and not just with SS4, I would have been fine with it. But then after the baby arc, going into Super 17 and the Shadow Dragons, he's still a kid. And by that point, it just kind of got annoying to me.
Yeah, well, I used to feel exactly like you, honestly. I used to feel pretty much exactly verbatim the way that you just expressed yourself. But, like, personally, when I first figured out that their intentions with Goku was to use him as the classical trope main child character is whenever they made that reference to Home Alone in Dragon Ball GT.
Yeah. Hang on, guys. This is boring. I'm sorry, but he's always boring. I mean, it's hard to make his content exciting. It's really boring. Here's the one I wanted to look at.
Where is Dragon Ball Super, and why is it that instead of us getting new episodes of Dragon Ball Super, that they're going to be doing a new show, Dragon Ball Daima?
Does anybody remember how Dragon Ball Super ended? And I'm not talking about the episode, because I know some people are thinking that's what I mean. No, I mean how it ended. The pause is to see if anybody knows what I'm talking about. No, here's how it ended. It ended abruptly. If you don't know what abruptly means, it means that they cut it short for some reason. Dragon Ball Super was not supposed to end after 131 episodes. It wasn't supposed to end, but something happened where they ended it abruptly. They just stopped it in its tracks. It wasn't the Broly movie. It wasn't this new shit they making. They ended it because the popularity of it was dying really fast. See, here's a lie that Dragon Ball fanboys have been telling. They want you to believe that Dragon Ball is still popular in Japan. It's not. If you look up right now the top 100 anime in Japan, Dragon Ball has fell down the list so far. I think the last time I looked, it was like in the 50s. Okay, it's not popular anymore. It has never been more unpopular. Like, this is the worst Dragon Ball has ever been in Japan right now. Like, it still has a fan base, but the actual overall popularity is down big time. Dragon Ball Super's popularity in Japan was lower than America. Americans love Super more than the Japanese people did. It's a fact. You can look these numbers up. The ratings it got in America are higher than the ratings it got in Japan. That's why it ended abruptly. They didn't end it because they ran out of material. They didn't end it because they got bored or tired of it. They ended it because it was stale. Here is the synopsis of Dragon Ball Super. Tournament, slice of life, tournament, slice of life, tournament. Nothing else in between. Fight, eat, sleep, and rest. Fight, eat, sleep, and rest. Battle of gods. Fight, 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 eat, sleep, sleep, sleep. Frieza comes back. Fight, 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 eat, sleep, sleep, sleep. It's the same cycle over and over. That's why Dragon Ball Super was ended abruptly, because it was the same cycle. They barely ended a tournament, and then they started another one. You had the Universe 6 versus Universe 7 tournament, and then right after that, what do? Ramp up for another tournament. The only original storyline in all of Dragon Ball Super was Goku Black. That was the only original storyline. The rest of it was just dumb fighting tournaments. It was the stupidest shit ever. And they even fucked Goku Black up with that dumb ass. They just overpowered Trunks. They just made Trunks incredibly powerful for no reason. They never even explained it. They gave him powers and abilities he never had before. It was so fucking stupid. But that's what killed Dragon Ball Super. It was just constant over and over and over again bullshit. And I made the point. In a battle royal, what is the likelihood that one team is responsible for eliminating all the other teams? Do you understand that Universe 7 was responsible for eliminating every other universe? Do you understand in a battle royal that is not possible? Do you understand that in a true battle royal, it's not possible for one team to eliminate all the other ones? As powerful as Universe 11 was, you telling me they didn't eliminate one universe? Every universe that was erased, it came down to a Universe 7 fighter ending it. That is an impossibility. And anybody who looked at it realized how fucking dumb, like how the fucking hell is this one universe wiping out all these other ones? It's just not possible, guys. And it was just dumb. I'm just gonna call it what it is. Yeah, it was stupid. It was really stupid. Yeah.
A question that has been asked multiple times, and even more so now. Why is the decision being made from the Japanese offices to focus on a new show and not continue Dragon Ball Super? By the end of this video, you will have complete knowledge about what happened behind
By the end of this video, you will have complete ambient and fall asleep.
the scenes and why they're going in this direction. And even if you don't agree with it, which I certainly have my reservations, I'm not sure if I were in charge that I would have done this, to be honest
It's
with you.
happening already.
But at the very least, you'll have a better understanding of why things are the way they are. And I'll be giving you tons of exclusive behind the scenes information, things I've been told, and
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Exclusive behind the scenes information. I want somebody just one fucking time, to go to one of his videos and show me some information that he gave everybody that no one else was able to give you. If you have behind the scenes exclusive information, then that means nobody else should be fucking telling me. But if I go on Twitter, every Dragon Ball YouTuber telling me the same shit he telling me. So how the fucking hell is it exclusive to you? He gets all of his anime news from DBS Chronicles and Anime AJ. That's where he gets his news from. So how the fuck can you claim it's exclusive when you're getting it from other niggas? You're offloading their shit onto your channel and claiming that it's exclusive behind the scenes from your sources when you just got it from two niggas on Twitter. It's bullshit. Straight bullshit.
gathered from various different places, both public and private. All will be answered today. For a limited time, everything is...
He said he gonna talk in circles the entire... Exactly. His exclusive information is him talking in circles. Oh, and by the way, before anybody starts with their, why are you talking about Vampire 101? I don't give a fuck about your shaming tactics. I'm gonna do what I want. When I decided to reform this channel to what it is, I made up in my mind, I'm not gonna let any shaming tactics or trolling or buying dislikes or any of that shit that y'all do. It's not gonna stop me from roasting y'all daddy, Vampire 101. I don't care how many times he goes on Twitter and talks about my age or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Cause that nigga almost 40, sitting in a dark room with a lotion bottle on his desk. Okay? I ain't got Vaseline intensive care sitting on my desk, but he does. Sitting in a dark ass room with no trim. You know, and bringing up the fact that I'm 46. Nigga, you almost 40. And you got no trim. None. Ain't no bitches fucking you. Unless you want to count Opie Fuck Pie and Lady Zeon. If you want to count them, then yeah, you are. You getting some Fleece Johnson kind of action. But I'm not gonna let any of that stop me. I can't be flagged on Rumble. Everything I'm doing on Rumble falls 1,000,000% within the rules. And Rumble don't do all that flag and censorship shit anyway. And you motherfuckers are gonna come and watch whether you hate it or not. I rely on my haters to show up. Y'all are the reason why my views keep going up. Y'all are the reason why this stream is going to get 2, 3, 4,000 views. Because y'all can't help yourselves. But you're not going to stop me from doing it. I made up in my mind, I don't feel bad at all roasting this fucking punk. And the invitation is still out there. I've straight up messaged him on Discord and said, look, we can have a one-on-one on the website. I'll promote the shit. I said, you can promote the shit. We can go on the website one-on-one. That way only paying customers can watch and have a real throwdown debate about everything I've ever said about him. I will tell him to his face. Matter of fact, the few times that I did talk to him live on the air, I've always told him the truth to his face. But of course he turned me down. And his reason is he don't want to support my website. That ain't supporting the website. That's you fucking going face to face with a dude you talk shit about every day on fucking Twitter, and then you fucking erase it. Yeah, I don't erase the things that I say about you. I just say it and then you do what the fuck you want. But no matter what, here is a fact. And you can look on my channel and see the proof. I make more scratch than you. I get trim. I'm doing it better than you. Period. These things are empirical facts. Why you think people don't talk about money on my channel no more? Because they got to see that I make more than him. Way more than him. And they finally shut that shit up. And we all know that he ain't getting trimmed. That's why that lotion bottle is always within camera shot on his desk. He darkened up the room so you can't see it, but it's there. I don't need that, sir. I don't need to grease my shillelagh. That's a you thing. So yeah, anyways, let's get back on it.
Now 30% off on the Geekdom 101 store. Whether you want a shirt, hoodie, a print, whatever you'd like, all of our designs, including the Then, Now, and Forever Gohan design. This is the hoodie variety.
Another stolen design. Guys, if y'all want some non-stolen hoodies, go to my link in the description and see some real fucking shit. Matter of fact, I gotta make some new designs later today.
You can also get a shirt. Here is the vintage Super Mario Brothers 3 Kid Goku shirt that we put out a couple years ago.
You know what? Hey, Zero, I think I do need to make a Gripping the Goblin shirt. You might have to send me that design again, man. Or if you want, you can make a new one, and I'm going to make a t-shirt out of it. And here's something else, too. Here's something else. And Zero can tell you this. If you go on my merch site, any of the t-shirts where I use his designs, I put on there his name. I don't fucking take credit for it. Go look if you don't believe me. If you click on any of the shirts that he made and that I put on there, any of the designs, I always put Zero's name on there so people know he is the one that made the design. Because I ain't one of these biting ass niggas that's gonna try to steal somebody's work. That's another thing maybe this guy should start doing, is fucking putting credit on there for where he stole his goddamn design from.
30% off sale on everything in the store. I'll leave a link down below to the Gohan merch, and then when you get...
Oh, I'm definitely gonna make a Squeeze It shirt. Yeah, that's coming. That's one of the new designs. Squeeze it, nigga. You know I gotta do it. I also gotta make I'm gonna make shirts for the channels. I'm gonna make a No for Noik podcast shirt. I got a lot of shit I gotta work on. He said, how about a Squeeze It shirt? I'm making a Squeeze It shirt. Yeah, I'm doing that.
There, just click on the store, my name, and you'll have access to everything. Limited time now, company-wide, 30% off.
This nigga doing 30% off because ain't nobody buying his shit.
First of all, I want to say that I understand.
Why? Listen, why would I buy those designs when I can look them up on Google and literally put them on my own shirts? I have a t-shirt machine upstairs. If I want to, I can just take those same designs he just showed y'all. I can print that shit out, go right upstairs, put it on that machine, and put that shit on a t-shirt. I don't have to buy it from him.
Why people want Dragon Ball Super back, because we have a few...
Well, I'm gonna make the Squeeze It shirt, and anybody that wants it, I will be putting it on there. You guys can buy it or don't. It's totally up to you.
arcs in the manga that never got anime adaptations, and whether or not you liked or disliked them, there's a curiosity there about what the anime...
Oh, that reminds me too, guys. I'm glad that this many people are watching me because I need to show y'all this before we continue. Hold on, let me take down this little thing of his real quick because I don't want it to obscure the view. I got the other 2 channels done yesterday. One of the channels I converted it is this one right here. It was where I was doing my cell phone uploads, but it's where I'm going to be doing random TV shit basically, and it's called The Take. That's what I'm going to be doing on this channel. That's why the banner looks like that, because if it's on TV, sports, news, TV shows, movie reviews, all that crap, that's where it's gonna be. It's you can just find it under all my channels. You know, it's there. And then the new channel that I made, this one I made from scratch, and it's gonna be where we do the dating stuff, you know, the fresh and fit, whatever podcast stuff. It's called the anti-pill equation, because you know everybody's got a red pill, blue pill, pink pill, black pill, where my shit is the anti-pill, because ain't nobody got time for that gay shit. If you have to have some dumb pill fucking organization to teach you how to get pussy, then you're a fucking loser and you don't deserve pussy. But yeah, these are my 2 new channels. Make sure that y'all go and follow those, because content's going to be up on them pretty soon. Matter of fact, probably later today, I'm going to do a couple videos just to get these channels going, because right now they don't have any content on them. But I just wanted to let y'all know that they're done. He said, sick ass banner design. Yeah, I made the banners myself. I told you, I'm getting a lot better at this creative shit, man. I used to suck at this stuff, but now I'm just kind of taking my time and just doing it. So anyway, let me bring this garbage back up so we can get this stream done. I know it's boring. He's boring, but you know. And I know most of y'all don't even watch his channel anymore, so it's probably hurting y'all ears to hear this crap. But hey, it's par for the course.
would do with hype scenes like, oh,
dude, listen. First things first. 1, you spelled commission wrong. 2, I don't need you to do shit for me. Okay? Alright? You're the same guy that was in my server talking about being trolled because you were trying to defend me. Stop. You do not represent the commission. You do not represent MBA. Stop, okay? It's almost like you're purposely doing shit to get banned at this point, dude. No one asked you to do anything. No one in the commission is being asked to go and defend it. No one's being asked to make videos or do anything. It's just a group that we're a part of where we shoot the shit. It's not all that other shit you're doing is you taking it too serious, and you're really starting to get on my fucking nerves. I'm gonna keep it a stack. You're starting to get on my nerves, dude. We let you in the server. We're trying to be nice, but you're starting to piss me off with this idiotic stuff. No one asked you to do a goddamn thing. I'm telling you this now. No one asked you to do anything. I don't need some random ass nigga that don't know me out defending me or my content. I can do that myself. I've never asked anybody to defend me online, and I never will. So I'm telling you now, you need to put a full stop on that shit, or I'm gonna ban your ass, because I don't want nothing to do with it. You've been warned.
Ultra Ego Vegeta, Force Spirit Fission, Moro's great abilities. I get all that. I want to let you know that with this video, the main thing you're going to know by the end of it is you're going to find out where is the Dragon Ball Super anime and why are we getting Dragon Ball Daima instead. Please watch the video to the very, very end so that you have all of the information. I'm going to be very, very direct with what I say, and please understand that a lot of this information is secondhand information. I do not work directly for any of these companies.
Did he just say this is secondhand information? It's more like third or fourth hand information, because he gets it from Twitter. I want y'all to understand something. any one of y'all watching me right now can literally go to DBS Chronicles or Anime AJ or any of those other DBS channels on Twitter. Okay? Y'all can get the information that he's getting and you can start making the same videos. That is not exclusive. That's not special. That's just a guy taking something from Twitter and then transferring it to his channel and pretending like he has inside sources. Anime AJ is not an inside source. It's a guy on Twitter. It's also a guy with a very shitty YouTube channel. His channel is terrible. There's damn near nothing on it. And the few things that on it, he ain't even getting any clicks. I get more views than him and I'm on fucking Rumble. So yeah. These guys are fucking stupid.
This is information that was given to me, and at some point, if I speculate, I will tell you it is speculation. So let's go ahead and get to it. Why is Dragon Ball Daima the next big anime project, and why did...
Yeah, everybody did get Daima wrong, Zero. You're correct. Everybody got the information wrong. I got it wrong too, and I was one of the first people to say I got it wrong. But the only thing I got wrong was the name and the turning everybody into kids. These other fucking guys, they got it completely wrong because they kept saying, up until the point when it was released, they kept saying that it was going to be an announcement for Dragon Ball Super's next season. Even Vampire was saying it. A couple of weeks before it came out, he was saying that Dragon Ball Super was returning. He even said his inside sources told him that it was returning. Okay, I remember it, and you guys remember it too. And then when it didn't happen, he switched over to, well, I knew about Daima the whole time, but I just wanted to protect my sources. It's such a bullshit shell game that he running. It is. It's such a bullshit shell game. Hang on a minute. Let me tell y'all about his sources. Here go his sources right here.
I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me. Jewels in your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting
they
broken,
talk to me.
you start...
That's what he getting, man. This nigga just making this shit up. He just making it up. He saying sources, but it's just shit he done made up here, and he can't just be honest and say that. So he's for years he been saying he has sources. This the same guy who said he was blacklisted by Toei and Shueisha and that he didn't have any kind of contact with them anymore. And they blacklisted him because he leaked inside information or some shit. You guys remember when I was still on YouTube and he came on my live stream and said flat out, I've been blacklisted. They don't talk to me anymore. He said that. This was years ago. So you telling me you're unblacklisted now? After coming out and publicly saying you're blacklisted, now you're not? I mean, you know, just because all that YouTube shit is deleted from YouTube don't mean it's gone. You can go on BitChute. Every live stream I ever did on YouTube is on BitChute. And you can find that stream where he fucking admitted that he was blacklisted. All that shit I done on YouTube, it's all there. There's some weirdo troll uploaded all my old shit. So you can, if you want to go dig through it, go ahead. It goes all the way back to 2017. Like for real. So I know it's there if it goes back that far. But my point is, you can go listen to him say out of his own mouth he was blacklisted. How you got sources if you blacklisted? How? Like I said, it's the janitor, the maid, the guy that works in the cafeteria, the guy that changes Toriyama's oil in his car. I mean, people got a right to believe what they want. But I remember him flat out saying he was blacklisted. But now he has sources all over again. It's a miracle.
They choose to do that as opposed to bringing Dragon Ball Super back and continuing where we left off after the Tournament of Power. The easy way to say it in a one-word answer would be Shueisha. That's it, Shueisha. And I'm going to go into exactly what I mean by that. First of all, Shueisha is the publisher of Jump Magazine, and Shueisha is the company that has kind of been the figurehead for Dragon Ball from the very beginning, along with a lot of other shonen products.
So we blaming Shueisha now. That's original. Not.
Properties. Toriyama has worked with Shueisha since the very late 70s, and they have published his works in their various magazines. Shueisha is sort of like the Marvel or DC Comics of Japan. You understand? It's the biggest comic book manga company over there, and they have clout over Dragon Ball.
You know, I remember when Jump Magazine was blamed for Bleach ending the first run. Before Bleach returned, when the original Bleach series ended, everybody blamed Jump Magazine. Jump Magazine, they're bullying Kubo, and it's not this. I want to go on record as saying none of us Americans know what the fuck's going on in Japan. I don't care how many tickets you buy and how many times you go to Japan. That don't mean you know what's going on in the inner workings of these companies. Even Vampire 101 spent a lot of money to go to Japan, and never once did he get inside the offices of Toei and learn anything. He walked around, played with toys. I noticed he didn't talk to none of them fine-ass Japanese girls. Like, that's the one thing I noticed from his Japan trip. All them single chicks, and he ain't talked to no girls. You went on that long-ass flight to go find out about some cartoons. You got all that pussy hanging around. You ain't talked to no bitches. Does that not bother anybody else? Am I the only one that think that's weird? You go to a place where 60-70% of the women are single, and you don't talk to a single motherfucking one? And then you don't talk to none in America neither? Whatever.
Even above Toei Animation. I did a stream a few months ago where I discussed the actual...
Damn, this nigga said, man, oh man, what I would do for some Japanese leftover trim. That nigga wrote that shit in capital letters too, man. I ain't gonna lie, I'm right there with him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep it real. I told y'all, you don't even gotta land the plane. You can just give me a parachute and just fly over Japan and just kick me out of the damn door. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Structure behind how Dragon Ball works, and even though Akira Toriyama and Bird Studios, which is his company, are the company that controls the characters and the original creator is him, Shueisha ultimately decides where things go. Shueisha works with Bandai for the video games and works with Toei Animation to produce the Dragon Ball anime. But ultimately, the primary reason as to why Dragon Ball Super has not come back is Shueisha, and there's tons of evidence out there for this. First and foremost, I want to tell you that even before the Dragon Ball Super anime ended, Toyotaro did an interview sometime around 2017 where he discussed that at some point the manga will catch up to the anime and go past it. So he already knew the anime wasn't going to last forever. And it's also a situation where at that time, if you remember, the manga was behind the anime. We were already in the TOP arc, but the manga was still in the Future Trunks arc. And that's because the manga is published monthly as opposed to weekly, like a lot.
No, it's because the manga started way after the goddamn anime series had already been going for a while. That's why. That's factually inaccurate what he just said. It's not because the manga is monthly. It's because the anime had a huge fucking head start on it. Everybody knows this, by the way. How many episodes of Dragon Ball Super anime did you watch before you even heard about the manga? Exactly. It had nothing to do with what he just said. This guy can't even get basic facts right. He can't even say basic facts without putting his own gay-ass lion vampire spin on it.
A lot of other manga are published in Weekly Shonen Jump. Dragon Ball Super is a V-Jump property. So what wound up happening was in 2018 when Dragon Ball Super ended, the very next project they put their focus on animation-wise was Dragon Ball Super Broly. They had already been working on this for about a year, and then Broly came out, and if you remember, shortly after that, the information started to get out that Dragon Ball Super may be coming back in 2019. This was a huge...
You know, the biggest mistake that Dragon Ball Super made, honestly, it was retelling the Battle of God story and retelling the Frieza story. They took two movies and turned them into long-ass episodes. That's where they screwed up. They should have started Dragon Ball Super with something else completely. But starting off with two movies that we've already seen and just basically redoing it in anime form, in episodic form, was just a stupid decision. That right there is the first and biggest mistake that they made with Dragon Ball Super. Nobody wanted them to retell a story we already seen. We didn't care about it like that.
Story at the time, and there were a number of people who had confirmed that this is indeed the plan, that Super was supposed to come back in the summer of 2019, taking back the time slot that Gigigi no Kitaro took from Super in 2018. However, as many of you remember, and of course...
Alright, Link, calm down, nigga. Y'all got him on Asian women, he ain't shut up. Jesus, man. Bring the temperature down. You about to pull out your bottle of Jergens. Jesus.
Of course, many of you have reminded me multiple times since 2019, Dragon Ball Super did not come back. At that point, they decided to go ahead and do another year of Kitaro, followed by Digimon 2020. And I think as of right now, Digimon is still running in that time slot. There's a few different factors going on here. First of all, the idea...
That's because people would rather watch Digimon than Dragon Ball. And Digimon is way older than Super. They just basically took the original Digimon, the first season, and did a retelling of it. And it's better than Dragon Ball Super. I love Digimon. I watched every fucking season just about until it got stupid. I think the last... As a matter of fact, I think I stopped watching after the Tamers. After Digimon Tamers, I was done. Because all the seasons after that was just stupid.
The idea of Dragon Ball Super being scheduled to come back in 2019, that whole story was a legitimate...
He said, come on, Asian women are the new wave. They ain't the new wave. They've been popular. They've been popular. It's just they're exclusive and hard to get because there aren't that many true Asian women in America. Like, most of the Asian women in America are Americanized. They came over here when they were kids. They speak English. They act like American women. But actual traditional Japanese women are rare in America. That's why guys want them so bad. They don't exist in America like that. But you go to Japan, they're all over the fucking place.
Story that was a legitimate inside rumor that got out, and ultimately now in 2023 we've discovered what really happened to Dragon Ball Super in 2019. There were a number of different people on the production staff, which I did show screenshots of conversations with these people, blacking out their names to protect them, and they all discussed Super's imminent return.
Oh, wait a second. Y'all remember this? I remember this. The fake screenshots from his phone. Remember that stream I did where I use a text app on my phone to text myself and create a fake conversation about Dragon Ball? I'm sure some of y'all remember that shit. Where I literally was texting myself and created a whole conversation about Dragon Ball's return, and then I screenshotted it and put it on the screen. It was the same fucking shit he doing. This shit was fake as fuck. Like, completely exposed the shit out of this. This whole conversation was fucking fake. He made this shit up to make it seem like he was actually talking to somebody in Japan. But you gotta ask yourself a question. How the fuck a Japanese person speaking this kind of English? And look, he tried to be slick, even put in there, sorry for the grammar. I'm not that well in English. That was so fake. Because why you put a smiley face at the end of it? That's not something that Japanese people typically do when they text message. Japanese people are more reserved and more honorable than that. So why would they? That's how I knew that this shit was fucking fake. That he did this, he wrote this shit himself and tried to play it off like they were real. The shit had me fucking dying laughing. That's how desperate he was to prove to people he had sources. He faked an entire text message conversation. And the fact that I recreated it and did the shit live on the air made it look even worse for him. Didn't nobody fucking write him this shit. This was him writing to himself. This was him writing to himself. He just wrote a love letter to himself. That's all it was.
I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
That's all. Hey, I remember them fake emails he had too, man. Dude need to get some help, man, for real. That shit is not healthy.
One of the big revelations of 2023 was the fact that there's been a power struggle behind the scenes in the Dragon Ball room and Shueisha, and actually it had been going on for a number of years. Now, like I said earlier in this video, I'm not there. I don't work out of the Japanese studio, so I don't know the exact details of this power struggle.
There go his favorite phrase. I don't know. Them are the top 3 words on his channel. He says it in every video. Anybody who says I don't know as much as him should not have an audience. People should not be watching the guy who consistently always says I don't know repeatedly. Every video he makes, he always says I don't know. Well, why are you making a video about it if you don't know? Why don't you wait and find out like everybody else instead of trying to pretend like you have sources in Japan? Okay, look, at this point, if you believe he has sources in Japan, then you are just a blind fanboy. There ain't a single person with a sentient mind who should believe for a split second that this fucking clown has sources. His channel barely gets clicks anymore. There are YouTubers who do Dragon Ball content who get 3 times the views that he gets. So don't you think if somebody was wanting to spill the beans, they would be doing it on a channel that gets more views? How can he honestly call himself the #1 Dragon Ball channel when he's getting views down in the low 10s and shit? He did a live stream, and at the end of it, he had 14,000 views. Live streams typically get more views than videos because it's constant live viewership. But at the end of a 2-hour live stream with thousands of people watching, his ass only had 14,000 views. I mean, that's for Neverworld levels of low right there. People don't want to face it, but at a certain point, YouTube is over for you. Like, one of the channels that I look at is Comic Story. He does all the comic book shit. He just put out a video saying that they're getting ready to close up shop because the channel is not profitable anymore. They're not making any money. He can't afford to pay his staff. He's getting ready to call it quits. After 13 years of YouTube, every fucking channel has a shelf life, and then it's done. He don't want to admit that his shelf life is basically 2 years past. Remember this phrase? I have enough content to go for years after Super ends. What has his content been? Super Saiyan Explain videos, Transformation Explain videos, and fake news about shit he don't know nothing about. That's his content. Don't believe me? Go take a look. Go look for yourself. He hasn't put up a single video that has any exclusive information in it or anything that only he knows. Everything he has been putting up is shit that other people already fucking know. Or shit that you can go find out yourself. His channel is not required anymore. See, look, I give him credit. Back in the days, his channel was required because he was the only one that could get his hands on different news. So his channel had a purpose back in the days, about 5-6 years ago. Now, anybody with Google can get the information. Therefore, a channel like his is unnecessary. You got channels doing fan manga that are getting triple, quadrupled amount of views. Call me Arj. That fucking pirate motherfucker does fan manga and gets millions of views. Why do you think that Vampire added his own fan series to his channel? And it's actually getting views. It's the only thing on his channel getting views. He did it because he saw which way the wind was blowing. Dragon Ball fans don't care about real Dragon Ball anymore. That's why fan manga is so big. Why you think all these channels are creating their own version of Dragon Ball? That shit's more popular than real Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Extreme, Dragon Ball Deliverance, Dragon Ball These Nuts, whatever the fuck it is. Drag these balls across your face. It doesn't matter what kind of Dragon Ball it is. As long as it's not the real Dragon Ball, it's getting views. See, Vampire stuck to doing real Dragon Ball that nobody cares about. Everybody wants the fantasy shit. Everybody wants to see Goku married to an angel. Or they want to see Yamcha finally raise his power level. So they want to see all that fake shit. They don't want this no more. The fan base wants fake fantasy fan service. The 3 Fs. That's why Geekdom's channel is dying. Because nobody wants what he's offering anymore. Nobody wants random fake ass news from a fake ass voice in your head. No, they want some fantasy shit. And so the guys that are doing the fan manga are giving them what they want. You want to know why Anime Wars was so popular with Mastar? Because fans want that fantasy fucking crazy fan service shit. They don't care that it's not accurate, that it's not canon to the story. They just wanted the excitement of it. I ain't gonna lie, I even watched some episodes of Anime Wars. Even though he was totally ripping it off, it still wasn't that bad. Compared to this. How many of y'all would rather watch Anime Wars over Dragon Ball Super? I think most of y'all would rather watch Anime Wars. It's better. And that's what's happening to Dragon Ball now. Nobody cares about what Geekdom is offering. That's why his channel is fucking dying. Same thing with Forever World. He's been on YouTube now for, what, 13, 14 years? His channel dead as a doornail. It's just the way it works online. You have a certain amount of time in the spotlight and then it's over.
But I'm going to tell you what I do know and what I suspect. Akio Ioku, the head of the Dragon Ball room, Toriyama's right-hand man, one of the most important figures in modern Dragon Ball, he was one of the primary players that was pushing for Dragon Ball Super to come back in 2019. I have a personal friend of mine who spoke to Akio and had lunch with him and another
Here we go. I had a personal friend of mine who spoke to him and had lunch with him. Told you, the source of a source of a source of a source. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. He repeatedly says that he is not in Japan, he don't know these people, he don't talk to these people. How you got a source that's speaking to a dude who don't even speak English? From what I know, this Akio Yoko dude don't even speak English. So how you got a friend that's having lunch with this guy and having a conversation with a dude that don't even speak fluent English? Think about that. He said my neighbor's best friend's side chick's daughter's teacher. Exactly. My brother's uncle's cousin's sister's half friend-in-law. Like, that's what we doing here. That's his sources. That shit crazy. So you got a best friend who apparently speaks Japanese because Akio Yoko don't speak English. So you got a best friend who happened to have lunch with this guy. And people actually believe you when you say...
I hear voices in my head. They counsel me. They understand. They talk to me.
This song is going to get a lot of airtime today, boy. I mean, come on, man. You don't know a single fucking person that speaks fluent Japanese. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Producer, and the topic of Dragon Ball Super was brought up. On top of that, there were multiple different people saying it was true. Could all these sources have been lying? Could this have all been just a made-up thing? Not exactly.
What the I didn't expect that. Not exactly? Then where the fuck is Dragon Ball Super then? Let me guess, they're still holding it for later. This dude is such a fucking liar, man.
One of the pieces of information that was not true about Super back then is that Super was supposedly in pre-production. That is not the case. Dragon Ball Super was not in pre-production.
Oh, wait a minute. How many videos did he make saying that it was in pre-production? 10? 15 videos? Saying that Dragon Ball Super... Matter of fact, right after it ended, he made a video saying that Dragon Ball Super's next season was in pre-production. And then it went from pre-production to pre-pre-production. And then it went from pre-pre-production to super pre-pre-production. Then it went from that to they showed up at the office and had coffee together. Then it went to they showed up in the parking lot and sat in their cars and talked about it. And now finally it never happened. This nigga made 10 videos telling people it was in pre-production. Now it never happened? Fuck out of here, man. I told y'all this nigga was a liar, man. How many fucking times is he gonna get the lie and y'all ain't gonna say shit? I fucking told y'all it was not in pre-production. I said it repeatedly. He lying. There is no fucking pre-production. And here he is finally admitting it all these years later. Can I get an MBA was right? Nigga Damas? What the fuck, man? You know what? That's exactly what it is, Isaac. He makes so many videos saying shit that he fucking forgets the shit that he says. And he hopes that you forget it too. See, it ain't just him forgetting it. He hopes that you forget the shit that he said. He made 10 plus videos saying this shit was in pre-production. And now all of a sudden, nah, it's not, guys. So you can't be man enough to come out and say you made that fucking shit up. God damn, this dude is such a fucking liar, man.
What was going on was Akio Yoku was...
Guys, these loser ass trolls are disliking a fucking bot comment that was put in my comment section. Y'all are doing a mass dislike on a bot comment. That shows you how fucking mad they are right now. I got y'all niggas so pissed off that y'all can't stop me. So y'all are mass disliking a botted comment. That's actually a scam comment that I had no intention of clicking on. And you're fucking disliking it. You mad, bro? You mad? Yeah, they hate my success. They hate it. It's killing them. It's eating them alive.
Under the assumption based on him pushing for it, that Dragon Ball Super would be coming back in 2019. But he hit a roadblock, and that roadblock was Shueisha, ultimately his bosses. Even though Akio Yoku is a very important editor for Shueisha and the head of the Dragon Ball room, I mean, he's literally the number 2 guy behind Toriyama.
Hey, you know, I've been hearing that rumor too. I might as well tell y'all. The rumor is Dragon Ball Super's second season is coming after Dragon Ball Daima. Yeah, where have we heard that before?
Shueisha had...
I remember when it was coming after the Broly movie. Remember that? Remember when the Broly movie ended? All we got after that was, this is the setup to the second season. And not only are we getting a second season, but Broly is going to be in the second season. That's all we got. That's every video. What happened? Look, I don't have to sit here and convince you that I'm right. Because all I have to do is this right here to show I'm right. Go right now and click on a new episode of Dragon Ball Super. That was supposed to come back in 2019, 2020, 21. It was also supposed to come back this year. Now it's supposed to come back in 2025. So I want you right now to go click on a new episode of Dragon Ball Super. If I'm wrong, then prove it by going and click on a brand new episode. Can't do it, can you? Because it don't exist. I've been telling y'all this from the get. Look, because you don't like me or I make you mad, you don't want to hear the truth. Your anger has nothing to do with it. You should want to be told the truth whether you like somebody or not, whether you're angry or not. You should want to be told the truth. You guys want to be lied to. You want people to tell you shit that makes you feel good, that makes you happy. You don't want the truth. That's why y'all keep going to Vampire's channel, because he keeps lying to you consistently and you keep eating it up. I almost feel sorry for you.
Other plans. From what I understand, based on statements made by Toyotaro and other sources, Shueisha did not want Dragon Ball Super to resume on television because they wanted the manga to get ahead of Dragon Ball Super. They wanted more manga arcs. They wanted the fandom to shift their focus on buying issues of V-Jump every month and reading it online so that they can get clicks and, purchases and make money without the anime being there and easily going ahead of the manga story. And then the manga kind of becomes a bit more obsolete if there's an anime running. So it was Shueisha that put the kibosh on Dragon Ball Super in 2019.
He has no proof of that. Everything he just said is speculation. He has no proof or evidence that Shueisha had anything to do with Dragon Ball Super ending. None. It's all speculation. You can't tell people, I don't know, I wasn't there, I didn't hear anything, but a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend might have accidentally heard something. Okay, that's the way it is. That's what he does. He gives you all this speculation and rumor, and then he just says at the end of it, this is what happened. Did he give you any evidence whatsoever that Shueisha did this? No. It was all his opinion. Period. Every bit of it was his opinion. There was no evidence that Shueisha did a damn thing. This is what I'm talking about. Everything he said in this video, all of y'all can go look the shit up yourself. You don't need him to do this. You can go find this information yourself. It's called Google. It's called Bing. It's called Firefox.
They went with moving forward with the manga. And then, of course, as you remember, we had the Moro arc, and then the Granola arc, and then the superhero movie was coming out in 2022. And that was followed.
Well, it is kind of funny. Right after Super ended, he started up with the videos claiming it was in pre-production. If it was in pre-production, wait a minute. How can it be in pre-production and Shueisha ended it at the same time? Oh, wait a minute. Because he just admitted a few minutes ago that it never was in pre-production. Like a certain person told y'all from day one. I want y'all to keep this in mind. I told y'all as soon as he said pre-production, I told y'all he was lying. Here we are in 2023. He's finally telling the truth about the fact that there was no pre-production. You heard it yourself in his own video. So all you people who accusing me of being a hater and jealous and all this other shit y'all accuse me of, how come this nigga keep making videos admitting to the shit I told y'all years ago? Remember a few weeks ago, actually about a month ago, he made a video finally admitting that Dragon Ball Super is not coming back? Who told y'all that first? Who got banished off of YouTube for telling y'all this kind of truth? Who got flagged and harassed every day? Who got pizzas delivered to his house every day? So he could finally come out years later and tell you motherfuckers what I've been telling y'all for years. Don't y'all find it kind of weird that now he's slowly trickling out videos admitting to everything y'all heard me say about his ass? They always do this shit. See, I'm not on YouTube anymore, so it's safe now for him to admit he been lying to y'all all these years. But he lets it trickle out in little bits and pieces. He don't do it all at once. He's never gonna make a video and come out and say, I made all this shit up because my channel was bleeding fucking subscribers and viewers. Remember when he first said Super was returning? I made a stream saying his channel's declining, he needs clicks. His channel was dying and then Broly came and it restarted his channel again. I told y'all what he was doing. Even other fucking channels called his ass out. Bigger channels than him made videos calling out the fact that he lied. And then what did he say when he got caught in that lie? Oh, Toei changed their mind because I leaked it. Which was also a lie. I did a live stream showing proof that he made that shit up. They didn't change their mind because he leaked it. It was never in pre-production to begin with. Do I need to go back and get them videos he made to show y'all how bad he was lying? When he got caught lying about the pre-production shit, he claimed that they took it all down because of him. It was all a lie to keep his channel going, guys. It's 2023. He's finally admitting to it. It's okay for y'all to admit to it now. All the haters that are watching me right now, it's okay to admit that he lied to y'all so that y'all would keep his channel going. It's okay. I understand. Y'all hate my guts and you didn't want to believe it coming from me. But now he's telling y'all he made the shit up.
Followed by the Dragon Ball Super superhero manga adaptation that ran throughout all of 2023. Now, one of the things that I'm sure you're thinking about right now is, okay, well, Shueisha stopped Dragon Ball Super. What was the reason, and why do they not go with just making Dragon Ball Super a seasonal anime or creating filler episodes? The reason why Shueisha chose not to have Dragon Ball Super air in that fashion is because Fuji Television does not want short-term contracts to be in that time slot.
How does he know that? So let me guess, he has sources at Fuji Television. He knows how their contracts work. Because they have a lot of different anime that are short-term contracts at Fuji Television. You can look it up. Okay? So the idea that they didn't want Dragon Ball back because it was a short-term contract is not true. They have short, mid, and long-term contract anime at Fuji Television. This guy is absolutely telling a fucking lie. Okay? It is a lie.
They want minimum 1 to 2 year contracts. What do I mean by that? I'll explain. When Dragon Ball Super was in that time slot, it aired for about 3 to 4 years in that time slot, Sunday mornings / Saturday night for us in this hemisphere. After that, it was Kitaro. That was a 2-year anime. After that, we've got Digimon. That's still there. Listen to what I'm saying here. You may not agree with this, and I certainly don't, but this is the mentality of Japan. They don't think the same way we do. Their perspective is, if Dragon Ball Super was going to air on Fuji Television, they wanted a commitment of at least 1.5 years or 2 years.
That's how you also know he's lying again. Because if Dragon Ball Super was coming back, it would definitely be at least a year. A full season of Dragon Ball Super is at least 1 year. So he just showed y'all how easily he lied. He's claiming they didn't bring it back because they wanted at least a 1 year commitment. 1 fucking season would be like what? 12, 13 episodes or 50 episodes? I don't know. I'm just throwing out numbers. But it would at least be a year, if not more. The first run of Dragon Ball was 5 years of Super. It was 5 years. You telling me they wouldn't do that again? This how you know he's making this shit up. He don't know shit about Fuji Television. He can't even read most of the shit about it because it's in Japanese. I've never seen somebody pretend to know so much about a culture he knows nothing about. Listen, him going to Japan was literally dishonoring those people. He dishonored Japan by showing up. This guy has not even the slightest fucking idea what's going on in that country. And he continues to act like he knows everything about Japan. Just because you can say a couple of Japanese words for your gay ass videos don't mean you know the first thing about these people or what they doing. It's pure speculation. If you believe he has any kind of information on Fuji Television or TV Tokyo or any of these companies over there, then you are sadly fucking mistaken. He does not know, people.
And if they were to adapt the Moro and Granola arcs, logistically, unless you throw in a bunch of filler, you're going to end up with about 50 episodes, which isn't even a full year. So rather...
Okay, Dragon Ball Super had a bunch of filler in it. There were several episodes of straight filler. All anime has filler. Duh. That's why it's called filler, because it fills in space. Duh. Naruto is like the fucking king of filler. Are you kidding me? The original Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, both of them had... There's enough filler in those two anime to make a whole new anime. You could just call it Naruto filler, and it would run 7 seasons. That's how much goddamn filler was in it. So, anyway, look, like I said, I just tell it like it is. I ain't got time to lie to you people, because I don't know y'all don't know me. So I'm not going to sit on here and waste energy for 2.5 fucking hours lying to people. That's stupid. I don't know why he lies to people like he does. Just tell people the truth. You'll get more respect. Your channel will probably start growing again if you start being honest with people instead of doing the fanboy shit.
Then do that, Fuji Television shifted the direction into doing other shows that are popular from the past, like Kitaro's modern show and, of course, the new Digimon, which is supposed to be a tribute to the old Digimon. So that is literally why Dragon Ball Super is not airing seasonal. Plus, understand that unlike other anime, Dragon Ball has never been seasonal in Japan. Dr. Slump in Japan started in 1981 and ran all the way until 1986. 5 years. That was replaced by Dragon Ball, which was replaced by Dragon Ball Z, and then GT, and then the 97 Dr. Slump.
Wait a minute. Zero said 50 weekly episodes can easily cover a year. That's a lie. Well, yeah, he just now said that 50 episodes is not even a year. Okay, they were dropping 1 episode a week. If you have 50 episodes, that's 50 weeks. There's only 52 weeks in a year. So let's say you got 50 regular episodes and then you got 20 episodes of filler. That's longer than a year. But just 50 episodes is a year. You're only off by 2 weeks. It's only 52 fucking weeks in a year. So he just told another fucking lie. 50 episodes, that's not even a year. It is if they drop 1 episode a week like they were doing. Super was a weekly anime. It came out once a week, like most anime. So if they got 50 episodes, that's a year, asshole. He just lied that quick. This nigga don't even know how long a year is. You telling me that you're the #1 source for Dragon Ball news and information and you don't know that 50 episodes is a goddamn year's worth of anime? And y'all say I'm just a hater. Fine with me. I accept.
Took over. So Toriyama owned that time slot for over a decade. Actually,
This nigga don't know how many weeks in a year, but he done. I can't do it.
about 2 decades when you think about it, almost 2 decades. So Fuji TV likes being sure of there being a lot of episodes that are already ready to go. And Shueisha does not feel that there is enough content in the manga yet to properly adapt it. Do I think that's a dumb move? I kind of do, but I also feel like if Fuji Television is the company that doesn't want seasonal episodes, that's kind of on them. You understand what I'm saying? So instead, this combination of factors led to Dragon Ball shifting its focus on being a manga exclusive story with.
Here's also how you know he full of shit. Because they said that this new Daima shit is only going to be about 15 episodes. So if they drop 1 episode a week, that's 15 weeks. So this whole they need it longer or want it to be longer bullshit is exactly that bullshit. Oh, and by the way, if they can drop Daima as a web anime, how come they can't do the next season of Super as a web anime? It would probably be cheaper and easier to do if they just put Dragon Ball Super up as a web anime the same way they're doing Daima. That way they wouldn't even have to deal with TV stations. They could just put the shit on like a streaming service. On Hulu or wherever the fuck. Crunchyroll, wherever. They wouldn't even have to deal with TV. I don't even know why Japan still deals with TV channels over there when all this streaming is available. You could literally just drop this shit as streaming episodes on any of a number. You got HBO Max, Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Crunchyroll, Funimation. It's so many places where you can just stream this shit. So why do you need to go to Fuji TV, TV Tokyo, or any of that when you could just stream it straight to the internet?
Some movies coming out.
Look, I just think it makes sense. The same way they're gonna stream Daima straight to the internet, you can stream Super straight to the internet. You don't need a TV channel, a TV station. So I'm saying his logic don't make sense. None of it, what he's saying in this video, makes any damn sense.
That Toriyama was a part of, and that's what led to Dragon Ball Super Superhero in 2022. That brings us to Dragon Ball Daima. At this point here, as we begin to close out 2023, there still are not enough episodes to justify bringing Dragon Ball Super back to adapt the Moro, Granola, and even the superhero and Broly movies. There's just not enough content there. And Shueisha is very cautious of putting too much filler. Shueisha and Toei are both very aware of filler being looked at negatively by a lot of fans. Look at Dragon Ball Kai. Dragon Ball Kai existed to be a anniversary series celebrating Dragon Ball Z 20 years later, but it also shaved off a lot of the filler because they understand that filler has a negative sort.
And guess what happened? People didn't like Kai because they took out all the filler stuff that was in Z. Dragon Ball Z is still considered better than Kai. Because Kai is basically Dragon Ball Z with the filler chopped off. That filler shit in Z was actually part of the story. It wasn't just trash. The filler in Super is trash. But the filler in Z, most of it people didn't have a problem with. So they did this to an anime that they shouldn't have. But here's another example of filler being okay. Look at Bleach. One of my favorite filler arcs is the Zanpakuto arc. The Zanpakuto arc is filler in Bleach. That whole motherfucking arc is better than Dragon Ball Super. Now, you got other ones like the Bound arc that was fucking terrible, and they should erase it from all our memories. But Bleach has some epic fillers. Like when the fake captain, the fake Soul Reaper filler, what I forgot the name of it. They had a lot of good fillers. Okay, so it's not all bad. Some filler sucks because they do it wrong. Most of Naruto's filler is not that bad. There are a lot of special missions and secret missions and shit in Naruto's filler that a lot of people enjoy. There's a lot of filler in Naruto Shippuden that people enjoy. So he's wrong about people just wanting to be done with filler. No, we don't want bad filler. We don't want terrible filler. We want it. We don't mind it if it's good.
Sort of opinion. A lot of anime fans don't like filler. The idea here is that Dragon Ball Super is not going to be ready to be an anime until there is more manga content for them to adapt. End of story. The arc.
So here we go with that lie that if we just wait, it's going to come back. Once we get enough manga, it's going to return. You want to know how you know that's a complete fucking lie? Because the anime started way before the manga even existed. They didn't even need the manga to make the anime. It's a fact. So they didn't need the manga to make the anime, but now you're telling us they need the manga to make the anime. That is completely not true. They didn't need it to start the shit. They didn't need it for the whole goddamn run of it. But now they need it. Now they gotta have manga before the anime. It's a complete fucking lie. It's not true. You don't need a manga to have a successful anime. You don't, guys. If you know what you're doing and you write the story and do the shit right, you don't need a goddamn manga. You can have a good anime without it.
That we have now, according to Shueisha.
I mean, there are a lot of anime that are a million times better than the manga because the manga is just garbage. Okay, so the idea that you need a manga before you can make anime episodes is horseshit.
Is not enough. However, when it comes to Dragon Ball Daima, what's the story behind that? Well, as we broke here on the channel a few weeks ago, Dragon Ball Daima was originally called Dragon Ball Magic, and it was basically supposed to be an anniversary series celebrating 40 years of Dragon Ball, going all the way back to 1984 when the manga.
Yeah, you celebrate Dragon Ball by giving us something we don't want in Dragon Ball. Great way to celebrate it. That really makes a lot of sense. Thanks a lot, Toriyama, for trolling the shit out of your fans again.
Began, and that's what Daima is. Shueisha has been cautious of making Dragon Ball Super. However, Akio Ioku is now involved still with Dragon Ball, as apparent by the fact that he was at New York Comic Con, and a story came out late in the summer of 2023 where we found out directly from a Japanese magazine that there was and still is a power struggle. Akio feels like Shueisha's dragging their feet when it comes to putting out Dragon Ball stuff, and Shueisha doesn't really feel like putting out Dragon Ball stuff as urgently as Akio wants to.
That's because Dragon Ball is not popular anymore. Shueisha is doing what's called running a company. I want you guys to answer this question. Let's say you have a company and you make a product, and that product has been selling like crazy for years. People just, you can't keep it on the shelves. You've just been selling out every time you put this product out. And then one day you go to your stores and nobody's buying the product anymore. For whatever reason, it's just sitting on the shelves collecting dust. Do you keep pushing it, or do you move on to something that sells? Since we want to blame everything on Shueisha, I'm going to take the business avenue and suggest that maybe Shueisha decided Dragon Ball's popularity is down right now, and there's no point in spending money on a product that's not selling right now. It's not selling in Japan, and it's not selling in America. So why would they continuously throw money at something that's not selling? Like I said, if you guys don't believe me, you can go look it up right now and see how far Dragon Ball has fallen out of favor with the people. It's still popular, but nowhere close to what it was. Most companies do this. They pivot away from stuff that's not working, and they go towards things that are working. And I think that's maybe what's going on in Japan. They're going towards stuff that's working. But I don't think that he factors that into his videos.
That's been a major issue. So what happened? Akio created Capsule Corp Tokyo, which is a new company that is supposed to handle Dragon Ball Super and Dragon Ball overall video games and anime. Akio was at New York Comic Con. That tells me that he still is in good favor with Toriyama and with...
Or they were just using him as a prop, like these idiots on the stage here. It could be that because he started his own company, they really ain't on cool terms with him, but they understand that he's important to the product, so they kept his ass on stage. Do you know how many times companies have done this? They've taken a person who wasn't popular with the company and put him out in front of the people, because even though the company is not on good terms with that person, the public and the people buying the product are on good terms with that person. Think about it. How many times have you seen where a company doesn't like a person, but they keep that person around because the people like that person? It happens in every business, every industry. I don't care if it's Wall Street. I don't care if it's WWE. I don't care if it's the NFL. It doesn't matter. People listen to the people who pay their bills. If you own a business, you listen to the people that put money in your pocket. So they like Akio Yoku, so they put him out there on stage because they know, even though he went and started his own company, and even though he's fighting and arguing with them behind the scenes, the fans get excited when they see him. And that's why he was out on that stage. Because I'm going to tell you now, if you work for me and you go and start a rival company, you don't work for me anymore. Yeah, I'll still do business with you. You know, I'll pay you to go out on stage and do some shit, but you're not going to be drawing a paycheck from me anymore. This motherfucker went and started his own rival company to Toei. Toei would be crazy to keep paying this man, except for public appearances like this. I'm sure they probably worked out some kind of deal or contract where he get a certain amount of money to go out on stage and read some stupid shit in Japanese. But I want all of y'all to answer this. If somebody works for you and then they go and start a company that's exactly like your company, would they still be working for you? Would they still be drawing a paycheck from you? No, because they just turned into competition. Once you go and start a company identical to mine, you just became competition. If somebody working for me cleaning exhaust systems, and then they come and say, hey man, I just started my own exhaust cleaning business. All right, you're fired. Have fun with your business. But I'm not going to pay you while you're trying to take business away from me at the same time. Are you fucking crazy? I don't give a fuck what industry it is. Exactly. Twitch is a great example. Everybody who done went over to Kick, they've been suddenly getting suspended on Twitch. The only one that hasn't yet is XQC, because he makes them so much money, they don't want to get rid of his ass. But all the rest of them that went over to Kick, they got suspended on Twitch. Aiden Ross, Amaranth, that Bruce dude, all the motherfuckers that are going to Kick, Twitch is suspending them. Because we ain't finna pay you to go work for the rivals. I'm telling y'all, man, that's business 101. Somebody go and do the exact same shit you doing, you're not gonna pay them. I can't believe this guy don't understand. That's just basic business.
With Shueisha, despite the power struggle, but one thing we do not know as of the creation of this video is,
did he just say I don't know again? What I tell y'all, he says it at least 2-3 times a video, because he don't know what he's talking about.
Capsule Corp Tokyo officially taken over Dragon Ball's anime and video games? We don't have an answer yet, and when we do, I'll make a video on it.
Yes, we know you'll make a video on it. What else can you do?
So Dragon Ball Magic / Dragon Ball Daima is a project that Toriyama was very excited about. He wanted to be a part of it, unlike Super, because he wants to make sure that this series was...
What do you mean unlike Super? He was a part of Super. According to the fanboys and according to you yourself, he was a part of Super. Oh, but apparently he's not anymore because this new anime is... Boy, these guys... I'm going to take some Excedrin after this stream.
special. He wants to make sure that this series was more inclined with his.
He said, like I said, talking in circles. You listen. You called it at the beginning of this stream. You called it at the beginning of me showing his video. You say he's gonna talk in circles, and you nailed it because he's absolutely talking in circles. This is bullshit. By the way, guys, we're at 133 people. We have been at over 100 the entire stream. So all you people who deny my growth, deny this, there you go. There are a lot of people on Rumble who can't hold that many people watching. So I feel like I'm doing pretty decent. There's more people watching than that are actually following this channel.
Image, and it was at this point they decided, instead of putting Dragon Ball Daima on the regular time.
That's a good point, Night Owl. He don't listen to himself. Because if he actually listened to his old videos, he wouldn't make these mistakes that he makes in his new videos. See, the reason why it's so easy for me to point out his mistakes and his lies is because I remember the things he said in his older videos. He don't remember the shit he said, so he keeps repeating the mistakes. He needs to really take a pause and go back and watch his old content, or he needs to remove it from his channel because he makes it too easy to catch him.
Time slot that Digimon is on right now, the Dragon Ball Super time slot, they're going to do what a lot of other people have done, and that is shift over.
Oh, this stream is going to drive them crazy for the next 2-3 days. But we're going to be on one of the other channels either later tonight, or matter of fact, I might try to do like a quick podcast tonight to see if we can get that Grim guy to come on the line, the one that was threatening to jump into VC, because I haven't seen him at the stream yet. So I might fire that up to see if he want to get on. I'll let y'all know.
Over to streaming. It's a new venture, somewhat new for them, but it is something new for Dragon Ball. We've never had a streaming series before that started off streaming. Every Dragon Ball show aired on TV first before you had your Crunchyrolls and things like that. One thing I want to make
such fabulous information. Oh, we're so shocked. We didn't know this, by the way.
Clear is that Dragon Ball Daima's existence is not slowing down Dragon Ball Super being an anime. That has nothing to do with it. Basically, Shueisha wants more story.
He doesn't know that, by the way, boys and girls. He has no information to that effect. All I want you guys to understand is all of us are going on the same information. All of us. From the hardcore fans to the casual fans, we're all going on the same information. None of us know what's actually going on. All we can do is speculate and talk about rumors and other shit, but none of us can actually tell you what's happening in these Japanese companies, because most of the people in these companies don't even speak English. Every time they do a Comic-Con or whatever, why do you think there are translators on the stage? Because most of the people at these companies do not speak English. They're Japanese speaking companies, Japanese speaking employees. That's the number one reason I don't believe any of these content creators when they claim to know shit. Because unless you speak fluent Japanese, it's no way in hell you know what's going on in that country. I'm sorry, it's bullshit.
To be covered in the manga before it can become an anime. I do not agree with this strategy. I feel like it would be better served if they slowed.
Oh, you noticed that too? Remember at the beginning of this video when he said that he was going to give us insider information and blah, blah, blah. Has anybody received any of that? Matter of fact, I don't even need to hear the rest of this. Did any of y'all receive any insider information in that video? It was only like 2 minutes left, so I doubt he would have gave us anything in that final 2 minutes. The video was 19 minutes long, so if you didn't give us anything in 17 minutes, I doubt the final 2 minutes matter. Well, look, I made that point years ago that no one from the Dragon Ball room is going to give some random YouTuber their secrets. Every time he say he has information from them, it's a lie. Listen, man, if you know anything about the Japanese culture, they are very secretive people. They are very, very big on privacy in Japan. Okay? They are. That culture is way different than ours. They are not braggadocious or boisterous people. That's why you don't see them on TV every day bragging about shit and acting the way we act in America. that they're a very restrained, polite culture over there, and they're very big on privacy. The idea that this guy that speaks no Japanese can have inside information from a very private company and a very private culture, and he doesn't speak their language, it does not really take much intelligence to see he's full of shit. It don't matter. Pick any country. If you don't speak the language, how can you give me accurate information from a country if you don't speak the language and you don't know what's being said? In the little videos that he did where he went to Japan, I didn't see him hardly talking to anybody. He's just walking around looking at shit because he don't speak the language. That's why he was just walking around looking at shit. There's no point. If you don't speak the language, you're fucked. And translators can't even be trusted because you don't know if they're truly translating it the way it's said. That's one of the things we found out about Herms and all those translators that he used to use all the time. Remember when we found out that Herms was getting translations wrong? That was years ago when I was still on YouTube. Every time he got a translation from Herms, we found out later it was mistranslated. Because even people who speak Japanese get it wrong when they're translating it. So you can't even trust them. But hey, it is what it is. Look, this stream was really good. I guess it's a good way to start off the new beginning of this channel. I'm glad y'all showed up. There's still 130 people here in the room. He said, MBA, would you give the inside information of your business? I think the answer to that is no. So why would these companies give details to him? They don't. They don't give details to him. That's why he's been wrong for so many videos. You think he's getting all these videos wrong because he does know what he's talking about? There's only two possibilities. He's purposely lying or he don't know. I want y'all to ask yourselves, how did he get so many things wrong? Unless he's doing it on purpose or he just don't know. Yeah, exactly. I did a stream about Herms and how many fuck-ups he made in the translations. I know he didn't know what he was doing. He was translating shit wrong. He was getting whole sentences and words wrong. He had people believing shit that wasn't true because he was mistranslating. Why do you think Vampire don't really talk about Herms anymore? Also, a lot of people stopped fucking with Vampire because of his ego. Look, it's easy ways to know if somebody's telling you the truth or not. The things that he says are so unbelievably hard to understand and so hard to believe. He says things that no thinking person should believe. No person with a brain should believe for a split second that a guy who speaks no Japanese knows exactly what's going on in a Japanese company where everybody speaks Japanese. Yes, they probably have Japanese people there who speak English for the nature of translating stuff for business purposes. Every company like that has somebody that speaks English. That's just like every American company has somebody that speaks Japanese. It's a part of business. So I know there are American or English speaking people in Japan. But that's not who he's talking about. The leaks and all these sources are coming from people who don't speak English. Have you ever tried to translate a text message? Even your phone can't get it right. Your computer can't even translate a message right. How many times have you hit translate on your computer and it was wrong? So if a computer can't even do it properly, how the fuck I'm supposed to believe that this motherfucker doing it? He said he doesn't take a detective at this point. No, listen, man. I already know the majority of the people watching me are you're just a hater. Calling out obvious lies is not hate. I honestly don't hate Geekdom. I don't. I just don't like the fact that he lies and gets away with it. Okay, if anything, I'm upset about the fact that he's been lying to his fan base for a long time, and no one seems to have the guts to call his ass out on it except me. There ain't nobody on YouTube calling out these creators anymore. I looked. There are no people like me anymore. And the ones that were doing it done stopped because they're tired of getting their channels flagged. When you have to flag an entire fucking group of people to silence them, you know what you're doing is wrong. You know that you're telling lies. When you have to make threats, threatening people's channels, I'm going to take your channel down if you don't quit talking about me. When you have to do that kind of shit, you know what you're doing is wrong. And you guys remember, I put up screenshots where he was threatening somebody else to take their channel down. I wasn't the only one he done it to. He was threatening people all kinds of ways on YouTube and on Twitter and Discord servers, threatening people. You better shut up or your channel's gonna disappear. I wasn't the only person he was doing that shit to, but that's his weapon. He takes your shit. Like, look at what happened to me on Twitch. I wasn't doing shit to hurt him on Twitch, but what did he do? And you know Twitch is gay as fuck, so they hurry up and took my shit down. And their appeal process is bullshit. That's why I didn't even bother with it. Only way you can come back on Twitch is if you're a big name that makes them money. Anybody else is fucked. You're done. That's why I don't even care. I deleted the app. I don't even give a shit. Move the fuck on. But the fact of the matter is, it don't really take that much smarts to see how many times and how many ways he lies to people. At this point, it should be fucking obvious. No, I'm done with YouTube. I'm never going back. I'm not going to try to make any more channels. You know, I was going on there doing fuckery, making channels and fucking around, but I wasn't being serious. And I'm not going to be, because I know I don't belong on YouTube anymore. I think what I'm doing is working. This and my website. Matter of fact, speaking of the website, tomorrow night we doing the new season of Shield Hero. Yeah, it's going to be probably around 7 p.m. tomorrow. For those of you who are subscribed to the website. I explained all this in the stream yesterday, the changes that I've been making to basically my whole platform, so everybody should know by now. And most people are okay with these changes. Pretty much the feedback has been, hey, this is a good change. And I think based on the results today, I can confirm that y'all like the change, because there's a lot of motherfuckers here watching. It's down to 126, but it's been that way the whole stream, so that's the sucky part. I gotta end it with that many people live. I gotta get up off here, because I still gotta make these t-shirts, and I gotta get this content ready for the other channels, the new channels that I made. So yeah, I gotta get up off here, unfortunately. I mean, I hate when I have a big crowd and I have to leave, but that's how you keep them coming back. Make sure all you people that are here follow the channel. I know a lot of y'all probably don't even have a Rumble account. You're just watching. But follow the channel. Make an account. Follow the channel. Help me grow this channel. And, you know, is what it is. Anyways, I gotta get up off here, guys. I got stuff I gotta do. And I will catch up with y'all a little bit later. I might drop a few videos on my new channels just to get them started.